Richard Illingworth, 9 tests, 25 ODIs, taken quite comfortably. Too easy a catch for a test player. But a guy who made me famous, David, the last catch at the 1992 World Cup, Richard Illingworth, hitting Imran Khan, the great Imran Khan, at mid-off. And one swift fielder getting underneath the ball and catching it beautifully.
Do you know, I was there, I was commentating, I was paying full attention, and I'm just trying to think who that fielder might have been. Whether he sort of celebrated at all ostentatiously, or whether it was just an understated, muted...
Very graceful, very gracious.
Indeed.
Very graceful.
Well put.
Mohammad Rizwan is opening the innings, and what a season he's having. Brilliant batting in all the formats. And Chris Lynn, we know, can absolutely butcher the ball. And this should be good fun. It's a good pitch. Grass has been taken off, but the base is still rock solid. It's well compacted surface, and he should love batting on this.
Well, it would break the trend, wouldn't it? Because the first two games of this tournament have seen top orders having problems. The side batting first against the new ball, which has swung. We've got a little bit of atmosphere this evening as well. But the new ball has definitely swung. And openers have found it, for whatever reason, slightly tougher than they thought they might. So if these guys have taken on board what they've seen already and set their stall out just to, shall we say, survive the first couple of overs, then we might see a bit of a different result. But I'll be fascinated to see how much the ball moves tonight. Fascinated to see what their approach is. Because, as you said quite rightly, they are both excellent strikers of a cricket ball.
That's a good punch-up. Hassan Ali versus Rizwan, both form players. Hassan Ali had a terrific last test match against South Africa, picked up 10 wickets in that game and reversed the ball beautifully. Once again, a reminder, Islamabad United winning the toss and electing to field. Start off with 2 slips, as has been the scenario from all teams bowling first, especially. Whereas the Gillette countdown has started. Let's play then. Hassan Ali versus Mohammad Rizwan. Seriously looking forward to this, Aruj.
Absolutely. Purple patch, both these gentlemen are in, Rizwan and Hassan Ali. And in all formats, they've played the 4-day first-class games very well. The Test series and the T20 finished it off in style, didn't Hassan Ali, with a bat. He's going to start the attack here. Hey. Mohammad Rizwan to take the first one.
Oh, movement away from the bat. Hit the length beautifully against South Africa. And I guess the key here to success is hitting the length.
Yeah, the perfect start. Lovely seam position, just that little bit of movement late in the air, a little bit maybe off the seam as well.
Oh, just a little high on the pad. You can make out a bowler is in form or not. The way he releases the ball, that upright seam hitting the deck, allows the ball to move.
Well, from the first 2 deliveries, I reckon Hassan Ali has been paying attention to what's happened in the first 2 games, because that's the right sort of length, that's the right sort of line, and that's, in simple terms, all you need to do at this stage of the game.
David, coming back to your point of teams have been watching what happened in the first game, and there's definitely something in there for the bowlers, a little bit of bounce as well. But there's absolutely no harm in seeing the first couple of overs, because they have been low scoring totals. And Mohammad Rizwan did say at the toss that he'd want to put some runs on the board.
Well, both teams that have batted first have lost. Both captains of those teams have said they were 20-30 runs short at the end of it. And both teams have had the same problem at the start of the order, losing wickets. So if you're trying to learn the lessons of the first 24 hours, 48 hours of this competition, you try and change that trend.
There's a good puller at the ball. A short fellow in size, but very quick with his hands. Plays the ball well, plays the sweep shot extremely well. Good cutter, good puller. Mohammad Rizwan is off the mark.
Right, a couple of balls left for Lynn to have a look at. Just one slip now.
Ah, beauty, turn him around. Once again, length was the key. Late movement away from the bat. Showing his form, rhythm, quality.
Yeah, I think he made it look as though it bounced a bit more than he did, but at the same time, it's just sort of a length with good bounce, yeah. Great line, and just that tiny bit of movement that gets you smiling because you've survived.
Leg by of the last ball, I think. It is. It's 2 without a wicket.
Well, I tell you what, all these opening batsmen have had those sort of wry smiles on their faces early on, because there is just enough going on with the new ball. And you do know that there are better times to come if you can get through the first 3 or 4 overs. But it's a strong batting lineup, as is that of the well, in fact, both teams look strong in the batting. Great depth. When the all-rounders coming in down the bottom, Lewis Gregory and Carlos Brathwaite. I've remembered the name. Yeah, there is depth, but you need to have the right situation to use that depth.
Well matched sides, a lot of talent in both units. By Mushraf. It's the bat hard. He was coming in, the advancing fielder at point. I think it's Goha who misfielded, single yielded.
I think Islamabad has a very good bowling lineup as well. Probably might be a little different for Multan in that case, missing seam bowling depth and experience. And I think Fahim Ashraf and Hassan Ali, obviously moving from Peshawar Zalmi this year, I think just strengthens that Islamabad lineup with their bowling attack a bit.
Can be expensive, but can give you wickets as well. Best bowler of the HBL PSL in 2018, Fahim. We've talked about bowlers just hitting the length. You don't need no dramas, just keeping things simple. I think same goes for the batsman. You've got to work out a way how to play seam early on and look to play a dogged little knock of 4 overs. Not worry about hitting the ball hard. It's about game of survival.
I think important is they get into good positions, at least nudge the ball around for singles, get behind the line rather than looking for the expansive drives early on.
Seems to be ice on that ball for some reason. Very hard to grip at point. But there's just that subtle difference. Those last 2 deliveries. One was a good length and just a very indeterminate shot. This time he's behind it. Yes, okay. It's turned off, just off the square there. Here we go. Look at this. There it goes. Still question the technique though, attacking that ball like that. So yeah, it's just that little bit of selection, isn't it? When you're opening the innings, because you've always got to remember that you cannot make runs if you're out. And you can see as well the strength here, Berlin, is the offside. He wants to play offside. He's staying basically leg stump. So if you've got one of those length balls just outside off stump, you're not in that position necessarily to start guiding it down towards third man. If it's straight at you, or if the length is right for you, then your opportunities might come.
Oh, gone, caught behind. Looking to go over the point fielder. And, well, for him, shortening the length and getting a great result. Lin is a big player. He can hurt you, but he's gone early in the piece.
Well, he's deliberately given himself the room here to free up the shots, and I reckon he should have hit that better than that. He's given himself the space, maybe given himself too much space. And when you bowl that sort of short, slightly wide of off-stump ball in response when you see the batsman going, I would say bowler is lucky, but yet again we have an early wicket, 4 for 1.
Centre, James. One to come.
James Vince at number 3. And he's been hitting the ball extremely sweetly. In good form, 4 for 1. So the last 2 innings for Vince, 95 and 98 not out in the Big Bash.
Yeah, winning, helping Sydney Sixers to win that tournament. And I suppose, you know, for someone like James Vince, who personally I think could have had a more successful international career, because he has the talent, but he's making the most of the opportunities in T20 cricket, in franchise cricket. So when you travel the world, you can come from Sydney to Karachi in good form, with confidence.
Vince is there because Fahim Ashraf managed to get the big wicket. Chris Lynn gave himself the room, tried to clobber it over point, but just got the faint edge into the keeper's gloves.
I think he saw him go down the leg side and sort of shifted the gear and the length as well. Good bowling from Fahim. He delivered the ball as late as possible, was looking at the feet position, and that is what they tell you in T20 especially. Look at the feet of the batsman.
Yeah, true, absolutely true. I have that slight suspicion he was a little bit lucky, but he did get the bounce. That's, I think, from Lynn's point of view, he didn't necessarily anticipate that much bounce, but he was well set for the shot. So just that little bit of difference maybe from that. So I'll give it a 50-50, all right?
Very nice channel from Hassan Ali. When you inform, the other thing that you do so well is consistent. That line is hit that length consistently so far.
Let's not forget, it's a very heavyweight top order that Multan Sultan have here. Rizwan has a recent T20 100. Lynn does too. Riley Rousseau has one as well. You just mentioned Vince's stats, and Sohaib Maksud, one of the best batters of the T20 tournament. So consistency will be the name of the game here.
You know, that's that is the area for James Vince. The number of times he will hit that shot sweetly and it'll be bouncing off the boards a second later, and the number of times that he just gets it wrong, it looks the same, but the result can be very different, and it's just one of those moments for him.
The other thing that batsman needs to know is to respect form. Hassan Ali has been in great form, so just give a couple of overs to him. Nice shot. We talked about Fahim Ashraf being extremely smart to get rid of Chris Lynn. You see, he was just hitting the length. And Chris Lynn trying to stay inside the line of the ball, and certainly shortened it, wider angle. And the ball just got away from Chrislin's reach. Beautifully done in the end. Played it late. That's the other thing that you need to do on a pitch like this. Against the new ball, Rizwan looks to be in good form. 7 for 1.
I'd say the pattern of previous games has been echoed, mirrored, repeated again. Plenty of pitches here at this Karachi National Stadium, which will be needed over the next couple of weeks, as of course the tournament is centred here entirely until it moves north to Lahore. So 20 matches to be played here, yeah, 20 matches. So at some stage, pitches are going to start to tire a little bit, but it's a good sized block, isn't it?
Change in the bowling here. Mohammad Wasim will come into the attack from the emerging category. Did very well in the leading up practice game, picked up 4 wickets against Karachi. Really talked about youngster at the domestic level. Lovely opportunity for him here.
With and gone. Through point for 4. Efficient is Mohammad Rizwan. Good bit of connection. And first ball, Rizwan was absolutely dismissive.
These are the things you need to learn. This is why emerging players should value this tournament, because they get a chance and they realise they can get it right, or they can get it just slightly wrong and they can watch the ball go into the boundary. But it's 1 ball down. He's now got to think about, Wasim's now got to think about the next 5, starting with the next 1.
Hails from North Waziristan. Wasim played under 19 World Cup last year. Richard Illingworth is umpiring the game tonight, and we've got Ahsan Raza as his partner. Most T20s in the world for Ahsan Raza. Quite amazing. Pressure is on the young kid, and Rizwan will not allow him to bowl aggressively at him. That's the other thing that he does so well, Rizwan. So he picks a bowler and then milks him.
I think important now for Wasim, he's had the first boundary hit off him with the wideish delivery. He needs to finish the over off nicely. But on the other hand, he's got James Vince, who's not too perturbed by the situation, has been middling it, hasn't gone for too many yet. See how the last 3 deliveries go here.
He's a nice tall player, David. Attractive stylist. We can term him as that.
Definitely, he's what they call easy on the eye. He's a natural timer of the ball. It's that economy of movement that makes it look easy when it goes well. But he has a full range of shots. That cover drive is a sort of speciality and a weakness at the same time, but he plays all around the wicket. And he knows how to make it count in T20, as we've just said.
There's that big booming drive to the offside. Butcherisk.
Well, that, if there's an award for disdain, it comes with this. This is a brighto, colourful drive. And that is a typical modern-day, one-day cover drive, with the left foot going out of the way, the bat just coming through the line, and the ball full of disdain.
Wonderful shot. Bit of an aggression really will do no harm to Multan Sultans. Vince can provide them with that platform. Just losing the shape on that one with the intentions are pretty clear. 17 for 1.
More of Fahim here in match 3. Oh, short and pumped. Found the player, couldn't pierce it there, Vince. Another go-to area for this tall Englishman. Loves pace on the ball. Dominic Cork alongside. You've been out in the middle. I had to do a pitch report. Geez, it looks good, the 22 yards.
Yeah, great pitch. I completely agree with what you said as well at that pitch report. Bit of pace, bit of bounce. Jubilee, safe hands. Watched it well, Hassan Ali. He's a good player, James Vince, let me tell you.
Likes to keep everyone excited too, James Vince.
Watch this man come through the academy at Hampshire. And he came into the side when I was still playing. Captain him, and you could just tell him and the likes of Liam Dawson, Chris Wood, young guys from Hampshire who came through in academy. He stood out, James Vince. I agree with what David Gower was on about. He should have, and still maybe have, a long career in international cricket.
And again, that favoured stroke, a little bit of bottom hand, perhaps too much. Untidy.
Little overthrow. Is that time, isn't it? Bit of Tapalti, beautiful.
But have you tried all the brands? Have you tried all the varieties, Dom?
There's probably lots, and you're going to tell us, Alan.
Well, there are. No, I'll keep them for you. It's a long tournament. We'll have the English breakfast today, shall we?
Absolutely.
But the Danadar, the granularity is lovely. Not so sure it's that's needed at this stage. A little bit of consolidation, but you know, I like Fahim Ashraf. I like what he does, what he brings to the table for Islamabad.
It's got pace, that's what I like. A little bit of pace. We've seen pace throughout the first couple of games, haven't we? Yesterday, the young paceman. Today, we saw excellent spell from Shaheen Shah Afridi.
But you know what it's like. It's one of these pitches you really have to work hard as a bowler. You've got to get out of this pitch, something you want, you've got to put it in, and that's hard work.
Oh, a little bit of bottom hand again. But it again underlines how good this surface is. This has gone for a maximum. A little flick from Rizwan. Thank you very much.
Little HBL 6 right here, and it's no more than a flick. It's just use the pace of the ball. And that's an exquisite little deft touch from Rizwan. Just tells the bowler that your margin for error is very small.
And that's what makes this a good pitch. Because like you say, slightly short, you're going to be pulled away, slightly over pitch, you're driven through the line. So you've got to be really make sure that your length and your line is perfect.
Oh, and again, we've had 6 and 4. This is one of the biggest sides, too, of the ground tonight, because we're on that side of the pitch. It's 7 off. It's 28 for 1.
लुइस ग्रेगरी इस PSL 6 में अपना पहला ओवर करेंगे। वो अपने डेब्यू पर हैं इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड के लिए और अभी हाल ही में उन्होंने बड़ी अच्छी कारकर्दगी पेश की थी बॉब विलियर्स ट्रॉफी में। फाइनल में लॉर्ड्स में 6 विकेटें हासिल की थी। पिछला साल खेला इन्होंने पेशावर ज़ल्मी के लिए। अब एक नई टीम है, नई जिम्मेदारी है, क्योंकि क्रिस जॉर्डन आए नहीं, क्रिस टॉपली भी नहीं आए, तो बड़ी हद तक इनकी जो बॉलिंग का इन्हिसार है मिडल ओवर्स का वो लुइस ग्रेगरी पे ही होगा। और ये शानदार शॉट, सनसनीखेज छक्का लगाया। जेम्स विंस अपनी ज़िंदगी की बेहतरीन फॉर्म में हैं। हाल ही में बिग बैश में भी हमने ऐसे स्ट्रोक्स देखे थे।
और जैसे ही मौका मिला कि थोड़ा सा बॉल शॉर्ट था तो उन्होंने पूरी अपनी रीच का इस्तेमाल किया, एक्सटेंशन ऑफ द आर्म्स जिसको बोलते हैं, और बहुत ही बड़ा छक्का।
जहां गेंद जो है 5वें जीने तक गई है। ये बहुत बड़ा मैदान है नेशनल स्टेडियम कराची। पिच से जो स्टैंड का फासला है ये काफ़ी ज़्यादा है। ये तकरीबन 100 मीटर से ज़्यादा का छक्का था। यही वजह है कि एक फ़िक्र की लहर दौड़ी है इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड के खेमे में। लेंथ नज़र आई, फैच कर दिया, बड़ी अच्छी पोजीशन में आकर इस गेंद को पहुंचाया स्टैंड के उस पार।
और ये आखिरी 2 ओवर से मुल्तान सुल्तान्स की बैटिंग बाउंड्रीज या स्कोरिंग रेट में इंक्रीज करने में कामयाब हुए हैं।
यॉक करने की कोशिश की थी, 1 रन का मजीद इजाफा। यहाँ पावर प्ले शुरू अच्छा किया था इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड के बॉलर्स ने, लेकिन उसका इख्तिताम भी उतना ही अच्छा करना ज़रूरी है। यहाँ पर मुल्तान सुल्तान्स की टीम इसलिए ज़्यादा मुतमईन होगी क्योंकि एक ही विकेट गिरी है। बैट्समैन 2 सेट हो चुके हैं। रिजवान और जेम्स विंस दोनों बड़ी अच्छी फॉर्म में हैं। जेम्स विंस जो हालिया बिग बैश का फाइनल खेले थे सिडनी सिक्सर के लिए, उसमें मैन ऑफ द फाइनल थे। इसलिए ये पार्टनरशिप बहुत ही अहमियत रखती है।
और रिजवान भी कोई कम फॉर्म में नहीं है। T20 क्रिकेट में इन्होंने नाम अपना बना लिया है और वो एज एन ओपनर। और देखें यही फॉर्म का इस्तेमाल किया, मिड ऑफ के ऊपर से खेला, बड़ा ही दिलकश चौका।
जी हाँ, और इस शॉट की ख़ास बात ये थी कि रिजवान ने बाउंड्री को क्लियर करने की कोशिश नहीं की, मिड ऑफ के फील्डर को सिर्फ क्लियर करना चाहा। इनसाइड आउट, बैक लिफ्ट ना होने के बराबर। और ये बहुत ही दिलकश क्रिकेटिंग शॉट था मोहम्मद रिजवान का। मिड विकेट पर एक फील्डर को बाउंड्री पर भेज दिया है। मिड ऑफ पर शादाब खान खुद हैं, आमतौर पर पॉइंट पर नजर आते हैं, जहां पर जफर गौहर को देखा जा सकता है। इस बार अच्छा यॉर्कर रिजवान की। ये नई टीम है मुल्तान सुल्तान्स। कराची की टीम में जगह भी नहीं बनती थी प्लेइंग 11 में, लेकिन वो जो कहते हैं कि बदलता है आसमान रंग कैसे कैसे, नई टीम में गए, कप्तान बन गए रातों रात, और बहुत कोई तब्दीली आ गई मुल्तान सुल्तान्स के टॉप ऑर्डर में।
और डोनट खा के भी रंग काफ़ी बदल जाते हैं।
ये अच्छी गेंद थी। ग्रेगरी का पहला ओवर महंगा रहा जिसमें 11 रन बने 39 पर 1। यहाँ ये दूसरा मरहला इस इनिंग्स का अब शुरू होने को है, और क्योंकि फील्डिंग खुल जाएगी इस मरहले पर, बाउंड्री लाइन पर 5 फील्डर खड़े किए जा सकते हैं, इसलिए शादाब ने जफ़र गौहर को लाने का फैसला किया, लेफ्ट आर्म फिंगर स्पिनर को। चार बॉलर्स का इस्तेमाल किया था पावर प्ले में शादाब खान ने। फ़हीम अशरफ ने विकेट हासिल की। आगे चलकर एक बड़ा सवाल इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड के लिए होगा कि उनके लिए डेथ ओवर्स में कौन कौन बॉलिंग करेगा। पिछले बरस यही उनकी नाकामी का सबब बना था, ये जो डेथ ओवर से। अच्छा शॉट, लेकिन ऑफ साइड स्वीपर मौजूद हैं हुसैन तलत। तो ये डेथ ओवर्स की बैटिंग थी और डेथ ओवर्स की बॉलिंग, इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड की टीम वहीं पर सरनिगू हुई थी PSL 5 में।
बिल्कुल, बॉलिंग का इनको काफ़ी मसला था, इसलिए हसन अली को इन्होंने पिक किया। अब देखना यह है कि आया कि हसन अली और अब उनके साथ डेथ ओवर्स में कौन करते हैं। फ़हीम अशरफ को ज़्यादातर इस्तेमाल करते हैं, लेकिन एक और बॉलर उनको दरकार है। वसीम ये काम कर सकते हैं, वो यॉर्कर अच्छा करते हैं, लेकिन इस मैच में इस वक्त ये देखना है कि जफ़र गौहर और उसके बाद शादाब खान इन मिडल ओवर्स में किस हद तक रन रोक सकते हैं।
हाँ, ये मुल्तान सुल्तान का खेमा है। आज हैरान कुन तौर पर सिर्फ एक ही लेग स्पिनर शायद आफरीदी खेल रहे हैं। उम्मीद थी कि शायद उस्मान कादिर को खिलाया जाएगा। इमरान ताहिर तो हमेशा जिस भी टीम में होते हैं वो खेलते हैं। गेंद स्पिन होकर गई विकेट कीपर की तरफ, रूम क्रिएट करना चाहते थे। ऑफ साइड में जेम्स विंस, उनका वार खाली किया। तो 3 लेग स्पिनर थे और जिन 2 से हमेशा तवक्को की जाती है कि उनको टीम में लिया जाएगा, वो नज़र नहीं आए। और यहाँ मौका है और ये गंवा दिया। लॉन्ग ऑन पोजीशन से फील्डर गेंद के नीचे आ गए थे। आसान सा कैच था, लेकिन फ़हीम अशरफ के हाथों में आने के बाद निकल गई। स्ट्रेट इन स्ट्रेट आउट।
अब बॉल अंदर की तरफ आया तो जेम्स विंस की अंदर, बल्ले की अंदर तरफ लगा है, और लग ऐसा रहा है कि फ़हीम के भी हाथों के अंदर बॉल नहीं आया।
और उठाकर खेला लॉन्ग ऑफ की जानिब विद द स्पिन। ये बहुत बड़ा छक्का लगाया मुल्तान सुल्तान के कप्तान ने।
और ये जो पावर हिटिंग की डेवलपमेंट हुई है रिजवान की गेम में, उससे अब वो T20 में बड़े डेंजरस प्लेयर बन गए हैं। स्पिनर्स बहुत अच्छा खेलते हैं स्वीप शॉट, लेकिन सामने उठा के जब छक्के मारना शुरू हो जाएं तो रिजवान अपनी गेम पे पूरी तरह हावी।
और ऐसे लेट खेल दिया। फील्डर गेंद रोकने से कासिर रहे। छक्का और उसके बाद चौका। बड़ा शानदार इख्तिताम इस ओवर का किया। 7 ओवर्स और 50 रन मुल्तान के मुकम्मल हो गए। ये PSL की शाम है और हल्की हल्की हवा चल रही है। कराची की शामों का हुस्न निखर जाता है PSL के दिनों में। ऐसे खेला थर्डमैन की जानिब। इस बार फ़हीम अशरफ ने कैच ले लिया। पिछले ओवर में जेम्स विंसी वो बैट्समैन थे, फ़हीम अशरफ फ़र्क ये था कि वो लॉन्ग ऑन पर थे। इस बार थर्डमैन पर और ये ज़्यादा मुश्किल कैच था जो उन्होंने मुकम्मल किया।
जगह दी थी अपने आप को विंस ने, पूरा बल्ला घुमाया लेकिन कैरी कर गया फहीम अशरफ की तरफ। फहीम अशरफ इस दफा गेंद के नीचे जल्दी पहुंचे और कैच करने में कामयाब हुए। विंस की इनिंग्स खत्म हुई, 16 रन उन्होंने बनाए 52 पे 2।
हैम्पशायर काउंटी के एक बैट्समैन आउट होकर बाहर गए हैं और दूसरे मैदान में आए हैं जेम्स विंस की जगह राइली रूसो। बहुत अच्छा रिकॉर्ड है इनका HBL PSL में, 41 मैचेस खेले हैं, अपने 1000 रन्स की जानिब पेशकदमी कर रहे हैं। और सेंचुरी ये जो इन्होंने बनाई थी मुल्तान के लिए ही बनाई, अपनी पुरानी टीम कोयटा के खिलाफ मुल्तान क्रिकेट स्टेडियम में 12 माह पहले। बड़ी उम्मीदें हैं राइली रूसो से। ये राइली रूसो, जेम्स विंस पहले ही थे बीके, और रिजवान के आने के बाद इनका जो टॉप ऑर्डर है वो ज़्यादा ताकतवर हो गया है। और मुझे ये कहने दीजिएगा कि मुल्तान सुल्तान्स की जो बैटिंग है ये सबसे ताकतवर लग रही है इस PSL 6 में। जेम्स विंस का ये शॉट कमज़ोर साबित हुआ,
लेकिन कुछ प्लान ऐसी था कि जेम्स विंस जो है फास्ट बॉलर्स पे अटैक करेंगे और रिजवान ज़्यादा कंफर्टेबल हैं। जैसे स्पिनर लगा तो आपने देखा कि रिजवान ने एक छक्का और चौका जफर गौर को लगाया।
ये इनकी जो दूसरी उंगली है उस पर भी नज़र रखना होगी लुइस ग्रेगरी की, क्योंकि इस पाकिस्तान सुपर लीग में ये उन चुनिंदा बॉलर्स में से हैं, चंद एक बॉलर्स में से जो नकल बॉल भी कर सकते हैं। तो मॉडर्न डे क्रिकेट में नकल बॉल की बड़ी अहमियत है। और ये कंधे से बोझ हटा दे, हेड एंड शोल्डर। या अब तो ये अंदाज फास्ट बॉलर भी विकेट लेने के बाद अपनाने लगे। आई वहाब रियाज के कंधे से बोझ बड़ी जल्दी उतर गया था पहले ओवर में।
बिल्कुल, लेकिन मैच का बोझ नहीं उतरा, तो वो भी देखना होगा। आपने जिस तरह बैटिंग की बात की, अभी शोएब मकसूद हैं, शाहिद अफरीदी जो स्पिन को अच्छा खेलते हैं, तो प्लेयर ऐसे भी हैं जो दोनों किस्म की बॉलिंग को अटैक कर सकते हैं। तो काफ़ी लंबी बैटिंग लाइनअप है।
फुल शॉट, और इस बार कोई मौका नहीं मिला। फील्डर थे वहां पर, स्क्वायर के पीछे भी, स्क्वायर के सामने भी, लेकिन जो ही लेंथ नज़र आई यहाँ पर मनमानी का मौका मिल गया। रिजवान के ये फेवरेट शॉट्स में से एक है।
फास्ट बॉलर को स्क्वायर ऑफ द विकेट बहुत ही उम्दा तरीके से खेलते हैं। इस दफ़ा जैसे ही बल्ले से बॉल निकला तो कोई चांस ही नहीं था, इतनी जोर से इन्होंने ये पुल शॉट खेली है।
ये ओवर जिसका आगाज विकेट से हुआ था, इख्तिताम हुआ 8 रन पे 60 पे 2। कराची में आज बहुत ज़्यादा हवा या आबर तो नहीं है, लेकिन रिजवान की बैटिंग का दौर चल रहा है और ऐसे में उनके हरीफ नंबर आए शादाब खान जो मुखालिफ कप्तान हैं खुद बॉलिंग करने के लिए। दौरान न्यूजीलैंड के T20 मैचेस के बाद हमने इनको देखा नहीं है एक्शन में, तो पूरी तरह फिट नहीं थे। जनूबी अफ्रीका के खिलाफ जो टेस्ट सीरीज़ थे, न्यूजीलैंड के खिलाफ टेस्ट सीरीज़ थी, दोनों के लिए दस्तयाब नहीं थे।
और इंजरी के बाद आए हैं तो सीधा कैसी बॉलिंग करते हैं और कप्तान भी हैं, तो कैसे खासकर अपनी बॉलिंग से अपनी टीम को आगे लेके जाएंगे।
और शानदार शॉट, वहां पर कोई फील्डर नहीं, दूर दूर तक काबिल आफरी चौका। इस बार थोड़ी फिट नज़र आई, थोड़ी लेंथ नज़र आई रायली रूसो को, जो कि काफ़ी थी ये शॉट लगाने के लिए।
यही प्रॉब्लम रहेगा अगर आप कंसिस्टेंट नहीं हैं, थोड़ा सा भी लेंथ आगे पीछे हुआ तो बाउंड्री ही लगेगी।
और कट किया इसे बड़े खूबसूरत अंदाज में, फील्डर पहुंच गए हसन अली। लेकिन ये कहना होगा कि अब तक जो फास्ट बॉलर्स का दबदबा था, अगर उनका मवाजना करते हैं स्पिनर्स से, तो ये बकिए उधेड़े हैं मुल्तान सुल्तान के बैट्समैन ने इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड के स्पिन के। यही वजह है कि मुल्तान ने आज एक ही स्पिनर टीम में शामिल किया, काफ़ी बाहर इम्पैक्ट हुआ।
लेकिन तारिक भाई ये देखा था कि पहले 2-3 ओवर में जब बॉल थोड़ा सा स्विंग हो रहा था तब प्रॉब्लम ज़रूर हो रही थी, उसके बाद से फास्ट बॉलर को भी आसानी हुई है शॉट लगाना और स्पिनर को भी। 9 ओवर 2 विकेटें।
मोहम्मद वसीम वापस आए हैं बॉलिंग करने के लिए। ये पाकिस्तान की डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट में मोहम्मद रिजवान की ही टीम में खेलते हैं केपी के लिए, लेकिन बड़े टैलेंटेड हैं। अब्दुल रज़ाक जो केपी के हेड कोच हैं, उनको बहुत हाई रेट करते रहे सीज़न के दौरान। और ये सिर्फ अच्छे बॉलर ही नहीं हैं, शाहिद अफरीदी की तरह ये बहुत अच्छे बैट्समैन भी हैं, इनोवेटिव बैट्समैन हैं। जिस तरह के शॉट खेलते हैं मोहम्मद वसीम, तो इस ओवर के बाद जो पहला हाफ है मुल्तान सुल्तान्स की इनिंग्स का, वो मुकम्मल हो जाएगा। बीके हमने देखा था तकरीबन इसी मरहले पर आकर कल गलती की थी कोयटा ग्लैडिएटर्स की मिडिल ऑर्डर बैटिंग जब फ्लॉप होना शुरू हुई, क्योंकि शायद उनकी जो नज़र थी वो 190-200 पर थी। यहाँ पर मुल्तान सुल्तान की नज़र में क्या स्कोर होगा। पुल किया, वहाँ पर फील्डर थे ग्रेगरी, एक ही रन बन सका।
देखिए दोनों मैच जो हुए हैं इस PSL 6 में वो चेसिंग टीम ने जीते हैं, तो ये आपको बताता है कि रन्स जो टीम जिसने पहले बैटिंग की है उसने रन्स ज़्यादा नहीं बनाए। इस वक्त मुल्तान सुल्तान्स को आखिरी 10 ओवर में ये ज़रूर देख रहा हूँ कि 100 के लगभग रन्स बनाए, 170 तक मिनिमम टारगेट दिया जाए ताकि उनके बॉलर्स को कुछ प्लेटफॉर्म मिले।
जी हाँ, मुल्तान सुल्तान्स ने आज अपनी टीम में शाहनवाज धानी को शामिल नहीं किया। मोहम्मद उमर का डेब्यू कराया गया है, उनके अलावा सुहेबुल्ला का भी ये PSL डेब्यू है, जो कि सियालकोट से ताल्लुक़ रखने वाले लेफ्ट आर्म स्विंग बॉलर हैं। नई गेंद बड़ी अच्छी करते हैं, मोहम्मद उमर भी नई गेंद बड़ी अच्छी करते हैं। अच्छा रफ्तार में रद्द-बदल किया वसीम ने। देखिए ये वो स्कोर है, अगर ये मौजूदा रन बनाने की शरह बरकरार रहती है तो 142 रन बन सकेंगे, लेकिन इनकी जो नज़र होगी यहाँ से वो 160-165 पर तो कम से कम होनी चाहिए।
बहुत ज़रूरी, और जैसे कि हमने देखा है कि पिच भी अच्छा है और बाद में बॉलिंग करना थोड़ा सा डिसएडवांटेज।
इस बार जगह बनाई, बैकफुट पर गए और बीट कर लिया हुसैन तलत को। शॉर्ट गेंद थी और इसे बड़े खूबसूरत अंदाज में खेला। ऐसी ही बैटिंग करके ये अपने लिए लाइन और लेंथ क्रिएट करते हैं। अच्छी बैटिंग का मुजाहरा रूसों की जानिब से। 74 पे 2।
I was going to say just now, if you've started to strike the ball sweetly, even if you hit the fielder a couple of times, at least just striking the ball sweetly. And that one's very sweetly struck. Gave himself that room, still timed it, managed to avoid the fielder at point, races away. So now you know that you've got the timing and the placement, and you've got 4, you can build on that.
And as a bowler with a bit more experience, you know that he's looking for the boundary. Just take your medicine, just go for 1 off that last ball. Bowler York could do something, just get him off strike. Don't give him an easy boundary.
Frere Hall in the backdrop. Iconic building here in Karachi. Built by the British. David, go on.
Do you wish me to describe the style of architecture?
Gothic in style.
I was thinking
lot of
Gothic, I was
arches.
thinking Neo-Gothic, but it's a bit dark and I couldn't quite see, so.
Built in 1865.
I was thinking that, yeah.
Oh, that's launched. That's gone all the way for 6. Mighty hit.
Well, there'll be some distance on this when the stack comes in. Found the boundary with a very sweet struck 4 at the end of the last over, and he has absolutely smashed this. Head down when you're striking, head up when you can see it going way, way out into the night sky. Dropped. Come on.
104 metres. Not sure whether that was an attempted googly or top spinner. Whatever it was, it travelled.
Hitting form is back. In the last over of the last ball, he played a scintillating cut shot, and this was gigantic. 104 meter 6. Goes again through mid-wicket this time. All the way, it's a skimmer. Hits the fence on the full. On the go is Riley Russo.
Well, the key here was the fact that he split the fielders perfectly. Again, head down, eye on the ball. Good strike, but a very different sort of shot. And it flat, just covers the boundary, but right between the 2 fielders.
Is that allowed? They're appreciating cut shot, and he's gone. Well, that's a great comeback by Shadab, and you can see him all pumped up. After being hit out of the park, this is a magical comeback because Riley Russo was threatening to take the game away from them.
Hard to explain. When you've just found form, you're just started to strike the ball, and you've taken, what was it, 16 from the last 3 deliveries you faced. A little dab would do it. A little dab would just get you 1, maybe 2. Instead, it's the long walk back for 25, and it's now 3 down for 87.
Suhaib Maqsood walks in. He's a terrific T20 talent, and the situation is tailor-made for his quick-fire innings here. 24 matches, strike rate of 113, 85 is best. To rejig the field. Suhaib Maqsood is on strike. Oh, goes big of the first ball of the innings. But what a waste of a great start here. Riley Russo was ruling the roost and then just let it all go with a wild slash outside the off stump. Nothing delivery really, and Shadab making a very good comeback after being pinned for plenty. Full toss is played away beautifully into the gap for 4. Last ball, a full toss from Shadab. He's gone for 25 in his 2 overs, 92 for 3.
Well, when you're well set, the full toss comes as a bit of a gift, that is for sure. A real mixed bag of an over. Plundered to start with, I would say a slightly lucky wicket in the middle. And then a poor finish as well, but the wicket counts, always does. Steady progress, accelerating last couple of overs.
Suhaib Maqsood had a fantastic national T20. Almost scored 400 runs at a strike rate of 170. Hit 26s. 158 is the predictor. And they'll do that. I think they've introduced pace against him because he can absolutely go berserk against spin. In the meantime, batsman is on 48. His ability to hit the gaps is quite astonishing as well. And I've seen his progress. It's been quite magical. He's never sort of looked back after scoring heavily against New Zealand in the T20 series. He captained Pakistan. Scored a match-winning 89 at Napier. Century against South Africa. In a T20 contest. Century in the last test match against South Africa. And taken at deep mid-wicket. Iftikhar takes the catch. Shoaib Maqsood disappoints.
Well, in this game of T20 cricket, wherever you are in the world, there are acceptable risks and unacceptable risks. It might be tempting because it's the shortest boundary on the ground, but that was well inside the boundary, not a clever shot. Just a little bit of a pause here. Umpires are just checking the front foot just to make sure there's no discrepancy here. It's a good view. Should be fine. Yep. The walk home continues for Shoaib Maqsood for 2. Disappointment for him, 94 for 4.
Khushdil Shah scored a 35-ball 100 in domestic T20 competition. 70 not out his best. This is in HBL PSL. He has been slippery. J-Dot, fast delivery over 140 clicks.
Absolutely. Good as well, because it was full. You could just sense something was going to happen because he was looking Maqsood for the boundary. Tried to go over the shorter boundary, and in some ways was a poor shot. Poor selection, yes, that's the way he plays. Think about the bigger picture and who is at the non-striker's end.
Be aware of Shadab, he's a brilliant fielder. Shah at the stumps and 4 down after 12 overs for 97.
Well, it was going so swimmingly early on when they were just, well, 1 down for 52. And 2 for 87 became 3 for 87. themselves into somewhat of a hole here. Multan, and pace off the ball. So, yeah, the flight and the guile, just that little bit of turn. Everyone loves a wrist spinner on their side, understandably so. D.I.G.
Daniel, how are you? I mean, wrist spin is brilliant, isn't it? It's come back to the fore with this form of the game, almost dominating at times. And I think it's still got that element that just makes life interesting for a batsman. Sudaf bowls a lot of topspin. Not a big leg break turner as far as I can see, bowls a lot of topspin. And one of the things that really does count is if batsmen pick it well or not. If they don't pick it well, this makes it that little bit harder. That was fine.
Well, this form continues from the international stage here to the franchise scene. So having a ball on those purple patches. Speaking of purple carpets, kicking back. Yeah, Wasim Khan, CEO on the right there. All in black gear. Very dapper. And let's have a 50. So the 100 is up with 101 for 4, but the 50 as well. Urush, I like him.
We absolutely love him here in Pakistan. He is in the form of his life, continuing on from New Zealand against South Africa in the Test T20 and now here. Just off the 30 deliveries, I think he's just played a magnificent innings all around the park.
He's going well, going very strong, and he will know as much as anyone that he needs to make it count yet more yet. That's his first 50, by the way, in PSL since 2016. So it's taken him, what, a gap of 23 innings, in which case even more meaning to the ambition to carry on, because you want to start a tournament well, you want to start with a win, you need a big total, you need a big score yourself, and you've had your... I mean, you've got yourself going. This is what he's done. He's got himself going.
And you look at that top order, David. Chris Lynn, you've got Vince, you've got Riley Rousseau, you've got Rizwan. Yeah, they'll be a little frustrated where they were at that 1 for 52.
Yeah, I mean, it could be better. The situation could be better than it is precisely now. But you've got a man who is dominating. Oh, well bowled. Beautifully bowled. Have another look. You'll work it out.
Can I see the front foot please first?
Oh, they're reviewing, are they?
This is a fair delivery. Please give me the best angle. Yes, foot is grounded. Foot is grounded. Roll forward. Still foot is grounded. Yes. Yes, I made my decision. My decision is not out. My decision is not out. Please load on the big screen.
Yeah, NO. Just wanted to make sure, and Alim Dar is our TMO upstairs here. And it's that time of the innings. So, thank you, Ashan Raza. We're going to have that little signal. Or time for a bit of tea, that's right. A little tapao. Strategic timeout here at the National. And Multan are 103 for 4. players just finishing off their drinks break with a bit of Tapal tea. It's a strategic timeout. So all the extra staff off the playing arena. Yeah, nice 50 this. I've enjoyed this, David Gower.
I tell you what he's got, really quick hands. So those short balls aren't necessarily as short as you think sometimes. Even that, there's no real flow. It's just a quick hand, quick follow through, and it goes a distance. So that's where he's so talented. And because he's got that short swing and those quick hands, he can keep his balance. He doesn't have to overhit it. And now he's had that little tea break. he can say to himself, right, I am leading the way here. We have, what, 7 overs left. Let's make them count.
Flashing blade, it'll go for 4. Yeah, a little bit of width on offer here from Gregory, and it's costly after the break.
Did well to reach it. Short man in stature, but he's piling on the runs here today. Did well to reach that. Again, just a little short swing, little flick of the hands, really.
It's all go. The old drinks break so often brings about a wicket with the break in play. Bold. And the old Inverix Solar Energy HBL PSL Hammer Ray Heroes interview. We have got Zaini sideline. Zaini, who've you got?
Thanks, Danny. I've got Kulsoom Hazara here with me for the Inverix Solar Energy हमारे heroes. Kulsoom, अभी आप South Asian Games भी खेल रही थी और कराटे, कराटे is बहुत ही स्पेशलाइज्ड फील्ड आपने चूज़ की है, तो थोड़ा सा बताएं कैसा गया आपका साउथ एशियन गेम्स?
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। सबसे पहले तो मैं थैंक्स करना चाहूँगी HBL PSL और इनवर्क्स का कि उन्होंने जो इनिशिएटिव ली है, इट्स कमेंडेबल। और मैं बहुत खुश हूँ कि यहाँ पे आई हूँ। और जैसे आपने जर्नी के बारे में स्टार्ट किया, कोयटा से मैंने स्टार्ट किया, लेकिन जो प्रोफेशनली तौर पर मैंने खेलना स्टार्ट किया कराची से। और इसी तरह अगर मैं अपने अचीवमेंट्स के बारे में बताऊँ तो साउथ एशियन लेवल पर मैं पाकिस्तान की पहली लड़की हूँ जिसने हैट्रिक गोल्ड मेडल का हैट्रिक किया है। और अपने वेट कैटेगरी में मैं 17 ईयर से अनबीटन नेशनल चैम्पियन हूँ। और रिसेंटली साउथ एशियन गेम्स में मैंने गोल्ड और एक सिल्वर मेडल विन किया है।
ज़बरदस्त, बड़ी आपकी अचीवमेंट्स हैं। कुलसूम, ये बताएं कि ये शौक़ आपको आया कैसे इस फील्ड में आने का?
जो मेरे बहनोई थे, मेरे उस्ताद, उन्होंने किसी लड़की को देखा था अपना डिफेंस करते हुए, तो फिर उन्होंने जब घर आए तो उन्होंने कहा कि कुलसूम आप भी कराटे सीखो, आगे जाके कोई भी ऐसा सर्कमस्टांसेस हो सकते हैं आप अपना डिफेंस कर सको। देन मुझे कोई ख़ास शौक़ नहीं था, लेकिन फिर भी मैं इस फील्ड में आके कराटे करती थी। फिर अनफॉर्चुनेटली बाद में जब वो टारगेट हुए, दैन उनकी विश थी कि मैं इंटरनेशनल लेवल पर जाके गोल्ड मेडल विन करूँ। सो देन वही विश लेके मैं आगे आई और बहुत सीरियस हो।
अच्छा, सॉरी, आई हैव टू ब्रेक यू जस्ट हियर बिकॉज़ देयर हैज़ बीन अ विकेट। इट्स बैक टू द कमेंट्री बॉक्स।
Yeah, very good running catch and judgment in the end, because I thought maybe, just maybe it'll get away from Hales, but in the end, the big Englishman, safe hands.
Yeah, good catch. It's a long way out there. Up it goes, and it's, for a moment it seems as though it might just have the distance on it, but just look how casually good that was. Because Hales knew exactly where he was. He knew he was in no danger of treading on the boundary. Got his hands high, completed the catch, and Kustal Shah has gone now for 7. So it's 108 for 5.
Five down. And Multan. Big West Indian is out there. Carlos Brathwaite. Time for a signing.
Yeah, thanks, Tani. Once again, आपको बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो for all your achievements. ये आप प्लीज़ साइन करें ये टी-शर्ट। अपना सिग्नेचर दें एंड ज़बरदस्त आपकी परफॉर्मेंसेस हैं. I'm sure that your parents are extremely proud of you as well. Well done to you, and it's back to the commentary box.
It's a nice little single for Rizwan to keep the strike. We've had 14 and Multan 109 for 5.
Well, the big man is there, and we know he can hit it a long way on his day. Well, mind you, so can the little man. He's proved it already earlier today, but this is such a key time now with what, 6 overs left. How much is going to be enough? That's the big question.
I think Mohammad Rizwan is the key here. He's got himself to a wonderful 50 and has to go on now.
Can they breach that 180? Got 13s, gutsy. Tough against Shadid Khan. The skipper's on into his last. He's got 1 for 31. This is his final over. As you say, Rouge, big key on strike. Can he stay there to the end?
Yeah, I think it's an important stage in the game that they got off to about a run rate of 6.5 in the power play. That's the wicket. Got big on Khushdil. And a very good running catch there by Alex Hale. Made it look very comfortable. They've got the big hitters. They've got Carlos Brathwaite in at the moment, and Shahid Afridi to follow. Sohail Tanveer can also give it a bit of a tonk. So I think Rizwan one end keeps playing the way he is, while the other hitters do the job at the other end.
I'm not sure what's going on here. Sorry, is this... How many more days left in this game? He has blocked 2 out of 3, stroked 1 of them, found the fielder. Hang on, there must be an error on the scoreboard somewhere.
Bizarre, to say the least, and I know what people will be thinking, because we've got 1 left in the over. No, it's not a maiden. That was on offer. So they get 2 off it. Means Carlos is going to get to face the delivery soon. Nelson's up, 1-1-1 for 5.
I found that very strange. Very, very strange to watch there. A lot of those balls were full. You could nudge him for 1. He'd take the strike. Maybe Carlos Brathwaite's wearing contact lenses, which are fogged up, and he said, no, I can't get him down on strike. I've no idea.
David, no idea what went on in that final last over there. Like you said, there was plenty of opportunity to nudge it down for a single and rotate the strike, but Rizwan didn't look like he was looking for the single, and that's what was quite bizarre. It's not like he's playing with the tail here, and it's a T20 game.
Brathwaite in for Multan Sultan here in season 6. He's over 32 these days, been around. Such a wonderful striker. Jubilee MyStar 11 Fantasy League. Get amongst this because there's some wonderful prizes on. With a 1 crore. You just log onto that website and make sure, surely if you're going to get involved with this, you've got Mohammad Rizwan on your side here for tonight's 11. Striking it sweetly is Rizwan. Here's Hassan Ali. Hassan Ali's been put to the sword here. Good timing from Big Carlos.
Well, he's up and running. Use the width, use the height.
Yeah, that raced off like a tracer bullet. It was 12 deliveries before the last boundary there. but that looked very pleasing.
Bold. Yeah. Now I'll talk about giving prizes away. Park View City. Who is the fastest 100 in HBL PSL? Answers to the Park View City's Facebook page. And I could win daily tablets. Plot of the end of the league. How's that? Bit of dirt involved. Beautiful. Just answer that. Who's the fastest 100 in HBL PSL? Bit of a give if you're watching the game. We mentioned it not long ago, in fact. Always searching Yorker, Hassan Ali. A specialist, of course, with this.
Yeah, I'm full of admiration for those bowlers that can get the Yorker right.
Zainab, you're everywhere. So is the CEO, and rightly so. Azim Khan on the left. Busy man. Now wrist work to the full. Maybe thinking two. Carlos says no. Small side of the park this evening. Only about 59 metres there.
Run rate dropping just a little bit. It was over 8 at one stage in the game. One delivery here left. He's gone for 6. Has made a really good comeback after the first wide delivery.
Lovely change up. Finish things. 16 done. It's 117 for 5.
The progress hinges on Rizwan's brilliance in the last part of the innings, but Braithwaite can take the game away as well with his big strikes. But he's run beautifully, he's hit the big shots. It's just been a complete innings from Rizwan. Brighto mascot. Rizwan with a stain-free innings.
I think he's all tin and bones.
Bale is pushed back in the ring, so they're allowing easy singles to Rizwan. I think with Rizwan, you've got to look at less damage. Braithwaite probably attacking for a couple of balls.
Such a formidable presence, isn't he? Good change of pace from Lewis Gregory. He's got a good disguise, hasn't he? Just a little subtle change of wrist position on the ball. There you go. It just comes out like a little off spinner. It just keeps Braithwaite a little honest. Yeah, he knows it. Good. That's good stuff.
It's not a bad option at all against someone who strikes the ball hard. Don't give him any pace. Gregory 2 for 29. He's had good outing. current run rate 7.33, so this is not out of bounds, out of hands of the opposition. Nines will get them to 152, 11, 160.
Just tell us then, Ramiz, you know, for benefit of some young viewers at home maybe watching this, how much of a distraction is it? Somebody behind the screen, a little movement. How was it for you?
I was pretty okay with it, actually, because we were told to watch the ball and not worry about the side screen, but some are very fussy, extremely fussy. Remember Sachin Tendulkar, we had to redo the side screen when he came here with the Indian team in 2004, so that he needed more space up and wide. But, it's a pretty secure sideboard. It's a massive black screen there. Still you find a little inch up there that distracts you. Moves back, wanting to create a little bit of space to belt it over mid-wicket. Nicely bowled by Gregory.
Yeah, it is nicely bowled, because he's thinking every delivery. You know, you've heard this expression that every ball in a T20 is an event. It is. You've got to build up a mental resolve, a strength. Especially when you're bowling at somebody like this who you know can destroy you and put the ball into parts of the ground that others can't.
Slow bouncer, short ball, that's well fielded. That's shot fine. Just 6 in the over, 123 for the loss of 5. Wilco, are you into fashionable masks?
Well, mine is very unfashionable. It's just a plain blue one, but I have got some black ones with me. Well, have you got one for me then, Ramiz?
No, I was just wondering. I mean, I'm the same, actually. I don't really mind just basic stuff. You?
What are the sequins? Colourful? Brand ambassador or something?
There is a PSL.
Wilco, we'll leave it to Wilco.
There is a PSL mask, isn't there?
Where? Give it to me.
Who did I see wearing it?
Fahim bowling again, 1 for 13 in his 2 overs. Shadab is having a word with him because these last few overs, the last 3 could be critical. Set batsman in Rizwan Braithwaite can be lethal with his big shots.
He's been an ever-present, hasn't he? Fahim Ashraf hasn't missed too many matches for Islamabad since this tournament began in 2016.
There's that big shot, didn't middle it.
Here's a challenge and a half for Fahim. So he's got this up his sleeve and another one. And you're up against batsmen that'll be looking to the onside, very capable, of course. It's a go-to hot zone for both these guys. And, of course, it's the smallest side of the ground. 59 metres, not far at all to make it disappear.
Not been able to airlift the ball. They bowl well of late to Rizwan, just keeping it nice and full. Maybe getting a little tired as well. Rizwan has been out there quite a while. He started the innings. But Fahim Ashraf has had a massive growth chart in the last 6 months or so. Had a great series against South Africa, batted beautifully, can hook and pull, bats well with the tail. Oh, that's into the radar, over cover for 4. Such a good shot from Rizwan.
You just wonder in Fahim's mind what he was trying to do there, because the ball, the previous delivery was full. This is just wide, and this can go anywhere. How do you defend that? As a captain, you find that very difficult to defend. You've got to rely on your bowler. You've got to have faith in your bowler to where he's bowling it, and that's not good.
Full toss. Didn't club it properly, Rizwan. That was first boundary for Rizwan in 16 balls that he faced. So welcome break. Maybe preempting, because Rizwan was a little jammed at the crease, and Fahim thinking that he'll do something different and bowl a wide one, which was played away over cover for 4.
Hell of a haircut.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's beautifully bowled here. This is where you get it right with the tennis ball bouncer. Pace into the surface, but breaking of the wrist, and so it never arrives. So he's saying the one bouncer for the over from Richard Illingworth, because of the height factor, and zip past, but it was so slow in coming that he almost had about 3 attempts at it. Beautiful, well executed.
Very close to being called a wide, that. It's a tall man. Yeah, it was a wide, umpire. Oh, that's up there. That's up there to be hit. And Brathwaite doesn't need a second invitation.
Solid hit. Brilliantly played. Great flourish. The base was strong as well. Huge levers through the ball. And Fahim Ashraf once again getting it wrong. The length ball clearing the front leg and heaving it over long on for a majestic 6.
Well, throw that wide in there, Rambo. The over's now gone for 13. There's still a delivery to come, and you get the over started with a single and a dot, and you thought, hang on a minute, fellas. Multan, what are you doing? Got to get your skates on, because suddenly almost 18 overs are bowled, but it just shows you the back end of this over has disappeared. 4-1, a wide, and now a maximum, and there's still one left. Does this go for 4 or 6 and make it a real good over for Multan?
Goes back, hits it hard, drills it to the man at long off. And a 5 down for 137. They need tall buildings. The last 2 overs, 12 balls left in the innings. Look to get to 160, 165. That will make a great contest.
Well, the average first innings score here in PSL is 157. They're on par for that. They're on par to, if Brathwaite gets going, it's going to be more.
Oh, that went like rocket. The man had long off. Alex Hales there doing well. Felt the hit. Alex Hales.
He got most of it, or some of it.
It's a big job given to a rookie bowler. Making his T20 debut is Mohammad Wasim, and he's not done badly at all. 1 for 23 in 3.2 overs now. Bowling the second last over of the innings. And if he bowls a good one, probably get a donut.
Well done, Rambo. Alan and I certainly don't need those. Geez, they're good here. A couple of fresh donuts since we've arrived here in Karachi. Scoff City.
Rizwan is trying his hand at hitting a 6, doesn't connect. He wants 2. He's coming back for the second, makes his ground quite easily in the end. So ideally, you would want Brathwaite to be on strike more in these last few deliveries. On 71 now, Rizwan.
Well, out of the 2, he's the big fella, and he's the one who can bludgeon it as hard as anyone in the game. And Brathwaite is striking at 145. This one has played well, 71 from his 52. Andy Flower there on the right, and Mushtaq Ahmed.
Bowled in, beautifully bowled. Yorker getting rid of Rizwan. What a strike that is. He was on 71. Played a lovely hand. But what about Mohammad Wasim on debut, yorking the skipper?
Cracking delivery, and we were just saying this off air moments ago. Great seam position. Look at tail, and uproots off stump. Zingers are alive and flashing, and on debut this young kid will be remembering this for a long, long time. Captain set into the 70s and knocks him over. Rizwan goes for that 71, and Multana 140 for 6 here.
There was a massive row when he walked in. Shahid Afridi is out there. Hits one in the air. This should be taken. Shadab is an excellent fielder. Takes it easily. Mohammad Wasim is on hat-trick. Rizwan and now Shahid Afridi.
Well, it's ambitious. He looked onside. The ball was outside off stump. Shadab is very calm. And that's 2 in 2 now for the debutant in PSL. His first T20 game. 3 for 25 for him. And it's a long walk back for naught for Shahid Afridi. It's 140 for 7.
On hat-trick, that's gone for 4. Spoils the fun for the young player, young bowler, Brathwaite, with a 4 of the last ball of the over, 144 for 7.
Well, you'd settle for that. The youngster, Mohammad Wasim, this was the hat-trick ball. It was a bit wide, really, for Brathwaite. It's got to be a bit straighter than that, but that's okay. Great figures. 4 overs, 3 for 29. Settle for that.
Hails from North Waziristan. Multan 144 for 7. Could this be a 10-run over? Hassan Ali to bowl the last over. Sohail Tanveer is on strike. Direct hit. He would have been out with a direct hit, but strike is with Braithwaite.
Yeah, that's good for Sultans. And Tanvir, well, get those sprinting shoes on, old boy. Maybe had the heavier ones on because he wasn't in the frame. He would have been trudging back had the woodwork been hit at that bowler's end.
Now, Danny, you've got 5 balls to bowl here. Where are you looking at with Braithwaite? You've got to stop him using those big muscular arms. So you've got to be brave. You've got to try and get the Yorker, and you've got to try and be as full as you can. He's got to go wide here, hasn't he? He's got to go wide at that off stump because fine leg is up inside.
And third man's back.
Clears the front leg. It's well bowled by Hassan Ali. Full Yorker length. Doesn't allow him to get underneath the ball.
Yeah, well, a lot of guys look at that and they watch a batsman move and they follow that front leg or that front foot, and if it goes slightly out, they just want to close it down. Like, that is a beauty, really is, because it's tailing in, and then this, which is full again, and you can't blame Afridi. He's got to get out there and wield the willow, but it was 2 and 2 for the young man.
It's nicely played away by Sohail Tanvir. Comes back for 2.
He's a handy batsman, Tanvir. I think he's got
He is
4 or 5 first-class centuries. But we've seen him wield the bat in T20 cricket over the years. First saw him in 2007, the inaugural ICC World T20, and there in South Africa, with that whirly action of his, and he was quicker than most people appreciated.
big shot, doesn't make it to the fence. That fielder is well appointed. Fahim Ashraf has been rather busy in that square leg range.
It's a great over so far for Islamabad. 1-1, 2-1, and you're bowling to one of the big destroyers of bowling in the world in Carlos Braithwaite. Remember what he did to Ben Stokes in Kolkata in the ICC World T20 final 2016.
Another excellent delivery right at the base of the stumps, and probably the base of the willow as well. So Braithwaite has not been allowed to hit a 6 or a 4. 150 comes up.
This is excellent from Hassan Ali. The 150 comes up, but else, you know, Islamabad have done well here. This could have gone, this over could have gone for quite a few with Braithwaite there. Tanvir had just come in. Yeah, and he's got one ball to complete his 4 overs, and he's conceded just 16 runs. One boundary. Just one boundary conceded by Hassan Ali, and he's going to bowl as full as he can once again.
That's gone up in the air. It's not going to be a 6. Hassan Ali is called for it. Takes it. Great bowling spell. Absolutely wonderfully done in the end. Not easy to bowl the last over of the innings, and he's done it brilliantly. 1 for 16. Single 4 hit off his bowling in that bowling spell.
Yeah, there is the change. Lovely little off cutter. Pace off. Been bowling quick Yorkers to big Carlos Braithwaite. But change of personnel. Sohail on strike. And he said, out the way, everybody. I've got this. Too easy. A little bit of dandruff dancing. Sohail, very brief. He's out for 4. And they got 150 for 8.
Welcome back to the National Stadium in Karachi. Lots of first games for different franchises, debuts in Pakistan Super Leagues. Shahid Afridi, it's not his debut today, I can assure you. Good to get it from the senior man, Mohamed Umad. There's been a few caps being given out today. Certain people who are making debuts for the franchises that may have played for other franchises before. Boogie Cam getting involved. Try and listen in. Spider cam. Let's see if we can hear them. Come on, tell us your plans. Quite simple. Got to defend 150. Get off to a good start in this year's HBL PSL 6. Two decent players opening the innings for Islamabad United. No one better than that man, leading run scorer in the Big Bash in Australia for the Sydney Thunder. Alex Hales, desperate to get back into England colours. Strike rate of just over 135, best of 80. And his partner is a younger Englishman, Phil Salt. Sussex, a lot of people who are in this competition played for Sussex or have played for Sussex. Rashid Khan, David Visa, Ravi Bopara, and experience with the Multan Sultans, Sahil Tanvir. Quite an unusual action. Mighty effective. .151 then, target for Islamabad United. Second game if you're just joining us on this Super Sunday. And it is the Gillette countdown. A little bit of a crowd in, 20% are allowed in at the moment. Richard Illingworth, who has made the trip from Bangladesh to officiate in this year's PSL. We're underway. Strong player, Phil Salt, try and hit down the ground. Guruj and David Gower join me. This should be a good chase, hopefully.
Well, it's a bigger chase than we've seen so far in the competition. And when you've got 150, you've got something to work with as a bowling side. And I'm going to make the same point again. These first few overs are crucial. And the new ball has been swinging this morning. Sorry, swinging this afternoon, early this evening. It's a time to try and strike. And there's definitely movement there.
Yeah, he's never been a left armer that's actually been able to swing it back. Because of his action, he's quite open-chested, so he finds it easier to push it away from the right-hander. Maybe lost a little bit of pace, but he's still very accurate.
Yeah, the key comes back to the point where we keep mentioning the batters up front can take a little bit of time, especially with the ball moving away from the right-hander. Slips in place as well here.
Beautiful looking shot. A little bit over-pitched and timed very well by Salt.
Yeah, at no stage was he trying to overhit this. He's just using the pace of the ball. Nice new ball. Just timing. And just enough to get it past mid-off. Certainly plenty enough to get it to the boundary.
Maybe didn't get up as much as he would have liked. A little bit across the line. You can see that he's quite open in his stance, Salt, mainly because the left arm, and just in case he does swing one back, but also to allow him to access both areas, both sides of the ground, really, the leg side, off side.
A bit of a swing across the line there. Didn't get up as much, but like modern day cricket, they like getting the front foot out of the way and having a swing, allowing those big levers to come into play.
Round the wicket straight away. He does this very early on. Sahil Tanvir goes round the wicket. It's his man at square leg just in front. And we'll try and go across. Good piece of fielding. Yeah, Riley Rousseau with the fielding. There was a little clip of Shahid Afridi, and no disrespect to Shahid Afridi. Sure, he's diving.
Shahid just did the easy bit, which is picking up the rebound. He did it nicely, did it with aplomb.
First ball for Hales. Yeah, he'll have a look. This is why he's a good player. Hales, just over gone, 5 without loss. Sohail Buller will take the second over, just 5 runs from the first over. Left armour again, so many left armers. Young man, 24. He'll be up against it. 2 powerful batsmen in Sultan. Hales, third man up in the circle, slip in place. And 2 fielders are on the leg side outside the ring, deep square leg and deep fine leg. See what sort of pace this is. Bit of swing, but gets enough of it and will race away for a boundary.
Well, there might be just that little bit of swing, but it was into an arc which suited the shot. Nicely played in the end, just a short swing of the bat. All you need is the elevation over the infield and you've got your boundary.
Yeah, and change of field. So fine leg is up in the circle now, deep mid wicket, back for Salt. Push, they'll push for 2. Big boundary, won't get 2. We've seen a lot of players getting their caps today, and glad to say I'm going to actually award you your cap, David Gower.
This is a very proud moment. I'm delighted to be here, as I've said many a time, loving every moment. Shame is I've had to buy my own cap or bring it with me, but it fits beautifully, so thank you very much. An absolute honour.
Can't believe I'm actually giving you a cap. Dominic Court giving David Gower his cap, ridiculous.
Welcome to Pakistan then.
I'm delighted to be here.
Technically,
I'm looking for a house, sorry.
Well, we've got plenty of prizes here. There's a plot that you can win as well. You just got to get into the action.
Yeah, got to get the answer right first, all these quizzes.
I'm sure our stats man can help you out with that. Come on, Mazhar.
I wouldn't like to take advantage of it.
It is. I came back last year. It was great to be back as well, and it's always good back when you toured places as a cricketer and you come back and see how it's changed. See the different places, perhaps that you've been to, and hotels, how they've changed, and grounds, how they're bigger and better. Just hopefully at some stage we can get the crowds back, because when this ground is full in Lahore, it's amazing atmosphere. Does he get enough of it? He does. Gives himself a little bit of room. Gets it over the 2 men up in the circle, mid-off and mid-on, and another boundary.
Yeah, the key with these is when you manoeuvre yourself into position to give yourself room to make the shot, Seen the odd example early in the day. You can sometimes overdo that movement, and as long as you're steady at the moment you're playing the shot, balanced and steady, then you can carry through and take advantage. He's done it beautifully.
Yeah, change of field again by Rizwan. Third man now back. Again gave himself a little bit of room. Good. End of the second over, 15 without loss.
Tough kick. First over going for 10 there. Sohibullah. Gives you lots to think about as a bowler, doesn't it? And you're going to come back maybe it's time to make a change again, because of course in T20 you see a lot of one-over spells, a lot of changes of ploys. A good positive start here with the bat.
The captain debut, Rizwan for Multan Sultans. Obviously we'll have to think about a few things, but again, what an opportunity for the youngsters to rub shoulder against the greats of the game, learn from them. Obviously has to think back on the lines he's been bowling.
Good start for Islamabad so far. This is the last ball. Aerial clean fielding. Good work. And they need lots of that tonight, Multan, if they're going to be able to defend 150. Need wickets as well in this power play. Always time for a Topalti. Had a couple of pots this morning at breakfast. 2 of them.
We've also heard you have a hamper waiting for you at the hotel room. Topalti has been kind enough.
Absolutely. Mr. Alan Wilkins has obviously been part of that, and I'm hoping there'll be a variety of teas. Kind people of Topal. That's a good piece of bowling. Good piece of bowling. Took the pace off. And Freedy, he loves his football. And he's appealing.
He loves being in the action, doesn't he? Shahid Afridi. And the old legs aren't moving quite as they did 20 years ago, but deft touch with the foot, with the boot, and the physical contact too. Yep, hair's fine.
If they push him for 2, I don't think they'll get it, no. And see what Hales is trying to do. He'll open up that left leg so he can access both sides, and he's wily old fox. So Hale Tanvir will follow him.
I think when we also talk about Multan's bowling depth, especially with their seamers, relying heavily on Sohail, then we have got quite a few youngsters. Might be the difference into the bowling unit that Multan have. They look a very strong batting unit. Obviously lost their way a little bit. We're looking comfortably going towards 170. In the end only managed 150.
Will it be given a wide? Is harsh. Close and harsh. Richard Illingworth, yes. A former teammate of mine. I'd be having a little look now if you'd have just signalled that off my bowling.
You had to look every ball. Right, use the line as guidance. And it was over the line.
Just. You tell you're a batsman. Benefit of the doubt always goes to that batsman. Hold. We've talked about that, not just in the first game, but yesterday, the length. And that's what I've really enjoyed already so far, only into game 3, is the length. The bowlers, the seamers, and both sides. Today, a little bit earlier on this afternoon, and yesterday. I think teams are still finding their way, especially batsmen, finding their way into the competition. I think it's, in a way, a little bit easier for a bowler to get into a competition and know the lengths that you want to bowl, whereas a batsman not sure on the surface, how quick it is, getting used to it, conditions if you're not used to, obviously, the weather. So in some ways it's good from the bowler, stick that length.
Yeah, when you say that length, you add that line and the words not. But yeah, I think you're right. I think there's been enough in these pitches, because they're fresh pitches. There's a bit of bounce. We've seen a bit of swing, of course. There's enough in these pitches to give the bowlers something to work with at the top of the innings. And as you say, batsmen finding their feet a bit, haven't yet worked out how to tackle these first few overs. I mean, we're seeing here what a partnership which is 21 without loss, nearly 3 overs in, which has kind of bucked the trend a bit.
It's good over. And it's sensible from Sohail Tanvir. He does not want to concede a boundary off the last ball. 3 overs gone, 22 without loss.
Aruja's point is interesting too. You've got young players who will gain experience in this whole process of being part of this competition. It can be harsh, as we saw in that second over of this innings, when a couple of balls go amiss, a couple of boundaries are found, and you're suddenly looking at figures you don't like. But that's the learning curve. That is the learning curve. And you know also you're going to come back and have another go at some stage. It's as simple as that. And when you come back, you try and improve, try and learn those lessons. And any sport is about learning the lessons and how quickly you do it.
Mohamed Umar will replace Sohail.
From the emerging category, we saw him get a cap just after the break, plays for Sindh. And David, coming back to your point there, what an opportunity, but they need to keep getting better and learning.
Easy single, yeah, for Sohaibullah, it was a tough first over. And you have that dilemma as captain. Do you want to give confidence to the bowler by saying, yes, have another go, and let's hope it goes better? Or do you say, right, hang on a second, your time will come. And of course, every over in these 20 overs, at some stage, you'll be able to help make it count. But from the captain's point of view, actually making the change and trying to stem the flow of runs now is more important.
Gets enough of it and will fly it all the way for a HBL 6, 24th of the tournament so far.
Learning curve is still there. This is why Hales is so dangerous, because any slight hint of a chance, and he has the power and the skill to put this one goes over the longest boundary on this ground today and does it very, very comfortably. But everything there was right for him. The angle of the ball, sliding just down the leg side. Again, that left leg makes space, and it's just a clean hit.
Yeah, I find with Alex Hales, the key when he hits the ball is his balance. He obviously gets a leg out of the way, but is a very clean striker of the ball and hits them a mile.
Well, he's a tall man. Brilliant field. And talking of tall men, that is a tall man in Carlos Brathwaite. He was like a leaping salmon.
Yeah, well, salmon normally leap up. This is good work. This is seriously good work. Didn't look as though he was enjoying the moment of landing there, but what he has done there is save a certain boundary.
Definite aerial clean fielding. Oh, full toss. Full toss might get a wicket, does get a wicket. It's amazing how many times that happens in cricket. Should have been put out the park. And it's the end of Salt.
Oh, you can see just what he thinks of that as well. Looked in good touch, looked in great form, did Salt. And the sucker punch of the full toss, which traditionally everyone in the game of cricket says is just an easy hit, straight down the throat of deep mid-wicket. But is there a twist in the tail here? No. No. Fair enough checking just to be absolutely sure, and maybe checking even the height of that ball when it arrived, but it's not above waist height.
Just checking the height, waist height. It's definitely fine. Definitely fine. End of Salt. Yeah, just sometimes it does get wickets. A little bit of a surprise to the batsman. Doesn't get enough of it. A little bit of an inside edge, and you just thank your lucky stars.
John, tell me any captain or any bowler who has said as a plan, I'll slip him the high full toss.
No.
But you're right, it does work, you know, an extraordinary number of times. If all else fails, slip in the high full toss.
Not quite sure if it's deliberate, but obviously Umar will tell us otherwise, but nonetheless picks up the wicket of Phil Salt, but that calls for Shadab Khan to walk in. We saw this last time as well, Cork. He promoted himself, batted at 4 last season, is up in at 3, looking to take the charge up front.
Yeah, he played well as well. He played a real mature innings at 4 throughout that period where we were up in Rawalpindi. Bit chilly, bit rainy, but it was beautiful. Gets it again. Long levers from Alex Hales. And another HBL 6.
Big mistake not slipping in the high full toss here. Again, just right in the slot for Alex Hales. Nice little transference of the weight onto the back foot, but a really clean strike. This is what makes him one of the most effective short form batsmen in the world.
Yeah, monster for hit there by Alex, and I think the pressure is continuing for the youngster. He needs to finish this over off well with 1 delivery to go.
Nice bit of timing. Doesn't get anything for it. End of the 4th over, 36 for 1.
It's a solid start by Islamabad United, 36 for the loss of 1. They look happy. Hales is in very good touch, 21 of just 12.
It has been a strong start, Ramiz. Smile Donuts. Why wouldn't you want to come and watch a PSL game and have a donut? Well, you're right, Ramiz. It's about now a strong start that we've seen from a lot of sides, but can they then push on and win the game?
It's gone fine for 4. Shadab opens his account with a boundary. Sohaibullah got the line wrong.
He certainly has. That's pitched about 6 inches outside leg stump, which for any decent batsman, even a lower order batsman, is a free hit. If you're not threatening the stumps, if you're not threatening the pads as a left arm over, you're not in business. And for Shadab, that's just a nice entry into an innings. That's a lot better. You've got to give him credit for coming back with that.
Yeah, it was a full toss in the slot, just didn't have enough legs to make it to the fence.
Not enough. Yeah, easy catch for James Vince. Happy. He knows he got away with one there. Very happy. Should have been put out of the park. Simple. He was put out of the park twice.
A little quicker than he was thinking. Hit the bat hard on that occasion.
And this is where I'm surprised sometimes when you see sides when they're chasing totals and they're off to a good start, why they think they've just got to make sure they get to 60, 70 in the power play. Losing wickets we've seen throughout these, 3 games so far, puts sides setting, chasing under pressure. Kill the game, get yourselves into a position, solid foundation, knock the runs off, take the points, back to the hotel. Boom.
Well, he wanted a boom shot, miscued it. Shadab wants to get on with it, Islamabad United skipper.
Well, Islamabad 41 for 1 at the same stage. Multan, they'd met much more circumspect start. They were 24 for 1.
Very fit bodies.
Alex Hales, who scored a century in the Big Bash recently for the Thunder, the highest aggregate scorer of runs in that tournament, just come up from Australia. He's in good form and he wants to prove a point. He wants to get back into that England side, into that England T20 squad. It's 42 for 1.
बयालीस पे एक खिलाड़ी आउट. इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड चेज में इस वक्त और अभी भी 109 चाहिए. थॉमस ब्रैथवेट आए हैं अब अटैक में. एक ही खिलाड़ी आउट हुआ है. इससे थोड़ा सा पोजीशन अच्छी है. एक अच्छा स्टार्ट मिला इस्लामाबाद को एलेक्स हेल्स और फिल सॉल्ट के साथ. उसके बाद कप्तान आ गए हैं. बाजिद खान मेरे साथ हैं यहाँ पर. अभी तक के जो ये तीसरा ही मैच है PSL सीजन 6 का, सबसे हाईएस्ट 150 का स्कोर बना है. बॉलिंग आज जो चूज़ की है मुल्तान ने, उनके पास ऑप्शंस काफ़ी थे लेग स्पिन में. शायद आफरीदी खेल रहे हैं, उन्होंने इमरान ताहिर या उनके साथ एक और ऑप्शन जिनके पास उस्मान कादिर, उनको नहीं लिया क्योंकि फास्ट बॉलर्स का थोड़ी ज़्यादा से रही है अभी तक जो मैचेस हमने देखे.
बिल्कुल सिकंदर, ऐसा ही लग रहा है कि टीमों ने ये सोच लिया है कि इस पिच पे स्पिनर्स का ज़्यादा फ़ायदा नहीं है.
ऊंचा शॉट खेल दिया है शादाब ने. ये नकल बॉल था. ये इस पे कितना नहीं. रायली रूसो कैच लेने में कामयाब. लैक ऑफ पेस ने एक बार फिर काम कर दिखाया है यहाँ पर और एक और कामयाबी हासिल हुई. इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड के कप्तान अपनी विकेट गंवा बैठे
और बड़ी विकेट. स्लोअर बॉल था, पिच के अंदर बॉल किया गया जोर से. उसके बाद शादाब की शॉट में इतनी कुव्वत नहीं थी. ब्रैथवेट के लिए एक बड़ी कामयाबी और मुल्तान के लिए शादाब खान 5 रन बनाने के बाद आउट. 43 पे 2.
तो कार्लोस ब्रैथवेट ने अपने पहले ही ओवर की दूसरी गेंद पे कामयाबी दिलाई है यहाँ मुल्तान सुल्तान को, और अब हुसैन तलत आए हैं बैटिंग करने के लिए। खासी अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस रही है इनकी अभी तक इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड के लिए। इस सीजन में देखना पड़ेगा किस तरह इनकी परफॉर्मेंस रहती है। एलेक्स हेल्स बड़े इंपॉर्टेंट हैं, 23 पे 15 बनाए, ये है वो विकेट।
और इस पिच पे हमने देखा है कि स्लोअर वन करें या सीम अप तेज बॉल करें तो शॉट ऑफ लेंथ ही कामयाब रही है। जब जब बॉलर्स ने पिच का इस्तेमाल ऐसे किया है कि थोड़ा सा अपनी लेंथ शॉर्ट रखी है तो कामयाबी मिली है। इस दफा फिर शॉट ऑफ लेंथ, लेकिन बॉल थर्ड मैन की जानिब बाउंड्री की तरफ लग ऐसे रहा था एक मौके पे कि शायद सीधा शॉट थर्ड मैन के पास जाएगा।
जहाँ एक लम्हे के लिए बिल्कुल ऐसा लगा कि शायद एलेक्स हेल्स सीधा शॉट थर्ड मैन के हाथों में दे बैठे हैं गेंद को, लेकिन ये उनकी काफ़ी दूर थी और बहुत तेज़ी से भी गई है। इस एंगल से ज़्यादा अंदाज़ा होगा कि कितना फास्ट गई। रॉन्ग फुटेड भी हो गए थे थोड़ा सा फील्डर यहाँ पर। एक फ्लैश में गेंद जो है वो गुजर गई। उनकी एक्सपेक्टेशन शायद थी कि उनके दाएं से जाएगी गेंद। अभी बात कर रहे थे हम शादाब की उस शॉट की। इस ग्राउंड की जो डायमेंशंस हैं इसमें एक साइड 75 मीटर और दूसरी साइड करीबन 60 से कुछ कम। लीडिंग एज इस बार तो अगर आप ताक में हैं कि बड़ा शॉट लगाना है उस बड़ी बाउंड्री पे तो फिर पक्का आपको सही कनेक्ट करना पड़ेगा, और वो नहीं पाया उस ओकेजन पर।
इस वक्त आराम से ये बोला जा सकता है कि इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड फेवरेट, जो इस टूर्नामेंट की अभी तक जो 2 मैच हुए हैं उसमें चेसिंग टीम को ही फ़ायदा रहा है। आज हालांकि 150 रन्स बनाए मुल्तान ने, लेकिन आप फिर भी यही कहेंगे कि दूसरी बैटिंग में थोड़ी आसानी इसलिए कि बॉल थोड़ा बल्ले पे ज़्यादा आता है, थोड़ा स्किड करता है, और दूसरा ये है कि आप अपनी इनिंग्स पेस कर सकते हैं।
डॉट बॉल और पहला ओवर कामयाब ओवर कार्लोस ब्रैथवेट का। शादाब की विकेट हासिल की 48 पे 2। पावर प्ले का इख्तिताम हुआ और रिचर्ड इलिंगवर्थ ने इशारा कर दिया इसका। अब 103 चाहिए हैं 84 गेंदों पर। और जैसे कि अभी बाजिद जिक्र कर रहे थे कि जब आप चेज कर रहे हो तो एक तो टारगेट आपके पास होता है, अपने हिसाब से आप इनिंग्स को पेस कर सकते हैं, प्लस गेंद भी अच्छा आ रहा होता है बल्ले पे, तो थोड़ा सा पलड़ा भारी है इस वक्त इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड का। देखना यह है कि स्पिन कल कैस अहमद की काफ़ी पिटाई हुई थी और काफ़ी रन बने थे। शायद आफरीदी लेग स्पिन करने आए हैं और कितना उनको हेल्प मिलेगी अपने एक्सपीरियंस के साथ भी, क्योंकि अभी तक जो देखा है वो फास्ट बॉलर्स ने कामयाबियां ली हैं।
शायद अफरीदी कन्वेंशनल अगर आप इनको कहें लेग स्पिनर, उस तरह बॉलिंग नहीं करते। ये ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल करते हैं अपनी पेस का, तेज़ बॉल करते हैं, बॉल स्किड करता है। इमरान ताहिर जिनको नहीं खिलाया गया, उस्मान कादिर भी नहीं खेले, लेकिन इमरान ताहिर भी स्पिन पे इतना डिपेंडेंट नहीं है। शायद अफरीदी भी नहीं, ड्रिफ्ट पे थोड़ा सा डिपेंडेंट है, लेकिन ऐसी सिचुएशन में भी शायद अफरीदी क्योंकि काफ़ी स्टंप टू स्टंप बॉलिंग करते हैं और उनका बॉल तेज़ी से पिच पे लग के स्किड करता है, तो बुरा ऑप्शन नहीं है।
ये नुकसान उठाना पड़ेगा। थोड़ी देर के लिए इशारा तो ऐसा किया था शायद आफरीदी ने जैसे कि शायद पैड को लगी होगी, लेकिन ये 4 रन के लिए चली गई। ये बाइज हैं, गालिबन अंपायर का इशारा देखना होगा, यहाँ से और क्लियर अंदाजा होगा। कुछ भी नहीं, सभी ने मिस कर दिया, बैट, कीपर, और 5 रन यहाँ हासिल हो गए।
हाँ, क्योंकि इतनी तेज बॉलिंग करते हैं कीपर थोड़ा अंडर प्रेशर ही रहता है, लेकिन शायद अफरीदी क्योंकि वो ड्रिफ्ट हुआ बॉल लेग स्टंप से बाहर गया तो सुकून नहीं था जितना सुकून टपाल टी से मिलता है।
पिछले साल और कुछ ज़्यादा देर नहीं हुई जो प्लेऑफ्स हुए, एलेक्स सेल्स कराची किंग्स के लिए थे और ये ट्रेड हुआ और कॉलिन इंग्रम वहाँ चले गए। एलेक्स सेल्स अच्छे फॉर्म में हैं, इंटीग्रल रोल प्ले कर सकते हैं इस्लामाबाद के लिए इस पूरे टूर्नामेंट में। हुसैन तलत अब स्ट्राइक पर। चेक में जरूर रखेंगे बैट्समैन को शायद आफरीदी, जैसे कि आपने कहा गेंद तेज आता है, बाउंसर भी कर सकते हैं। $323 T20 करियर मैचेस, 342 विकेटें। अच्छी फील्डिंग, खुश दिल की बैकवर्ड पॉइंट पर, अभी भी गेटेबल है। 7.28।
T20 कहते हैं यंग मैन्स गेम है, फ्रेश लेग्स, लेकिन मुल्तान सुल्तान्स पिछले 2-3 सीजन से ऐसे एक्सपीरियंस बॉलिंग अटैक के साथ खेलते हैं। इस दफ़ा तो फिर इमरान ताहिर इनके पास ऑप्शन थी जो नहीं खिलाया, सोहेल तनवीर, शाहिद अफरीदी। ये T20 जब से शुरू हुई है शायद तब से ही खेल रहे हैं।
जी हाँ, ये सोहेल तनवीर तकरीबन 365 मैचेस हैं। बोल्ड कर दिया एलेक्स सेल्स को। वही बात जो अभी थोड़ी देर पहले आपने कही थी, बाजिद के गेंद स्किड होता है और अगर आप बैक फुट पे जाएंगे तो आप परेशानी उठा सकते हैं, और यहाँ एलेक्स सेल्स ने अपनी विकेट गंवा दी।
स्पिन की जरूरत नहीं है, शाहिद अफरीदी का बॉल ड्रिफ्ट हुआ, अंदर की तरफ आया और पड़ के और ज्यादा स्किड हुआ। और कई दफा हमने देखा है बैट्समैन को बैकफुट पे LBW या बोल्ड होते हुए। शाहिद अफरीदी अभी तक उनके पास वो जादू है। एलेक्स सेल्स 29 पे आउट, 55 पे 3।
पचपन पे 3 7 ओवर्स के बाद, और दोनों बॉलिंग चेंजेस ने कामयाबी दिलाई। पहले कार्लोस ब्रैथवेट ने अपने पहले ओवर में विकेट ली और उसके बाद अब शायद आफरीदी ने, आसिफ अली अब आए हैं, ये भी T20 स्पेशलिस्ट हैं, बड़ा जोर से हिट लगाते हैं। 163 उनका स्ट्राइक रेट, और इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड के लिए काफ़ी इंप्रेसिव रहे हैं पास्ट सीजन्स में भी। ऑन साइड को फेवर करते हैं। ब्रैथवेट कंटिन्यू करेंगे अपने दूसरे ओवर के साथ। 6 रन दिए हैं अभी तक। इतनी खाली सड़कें कभी नहीं देखी मैंने कराची की, या तो देर बहुत हो गई, मुझे टाइम का अंदाजा नहीं। इतवार का दिन है गालिबन, इसलिए।
जैसे सड़क खाली थी उसी तरह खाली जगह अफरीदी ने तलाश कर ली। बॉल अंदर की तरफ ड्रिफ्ट हुआ, स्किड किया, और 365। अगर इनकी 300 से ज़ायद विकेटें हैं, क्योंकि 270 इस किस्म की विकेटें ज़रूर होंगी शायद अफरीदी की, जहाँ पे पेस से बीट किया हो।
ऐसा लगा कि ये बॉल स्पिन के लिए खेल गए, बिल्कुल सीधा और अंदर ही आ गया बॉल। बहुत ही बड़ा गैप था बैट और पैड के बीच में, कोई मौका नहीं था। ऐसे बॉलर के साथ बैकफुट पे आप जा रहे हैं तो जल्दी बैट आना चाहिए। छप्पन पे 3 आउट और अचानक बैक टू बैक विकेट्स ने थोड़ा प्रेशर डाल दिया है अब इस्लामाबाद पर। यह है मोस्ट विकेट्स T20s में, और आप देख सकते हैं ये 2 नाम जो इस मैच में हैं, सुहेल तनवीर, मैच इस 368 और शाहिद आफरीदी 343वीं विकेट अभी ली है इन्होंने।
इकॉनमी भी अच्छा है, लेकिन इमरान ताहिर भी इस लिस्ट पे हैं जिनको नहीं खिलाया गया आज।
राशिद खान की भी 343 है, लेकिन स्लाइटली उनका इकॉनमी जो है वो आफरीदी से बेटर है, तो 1 नंबर ऊपर। यहाँ कप्तान कौन है मुल्तान का? कि रिजवान भी काफी एनिमेटेड हैं फील्ड की। आई थिंक एक साइड इन्होंने चुन ली, एक साइड आफरीदी ने।
कभी आपने ऐसा कोई मैच देखा हो जहां आफरीदी खेल रहे हो और वो अपने प्लेयर्स को नहीं बता रहे हो कि ऐसे ऐसे होना चाहिए? अब तो खैर इतने मैच खेल चुके, इतना एक्सपीरियंस है कि वो कहीं भी जाएं, अगर वेटरन्स के भी मैच पे जाएं तो उनके पास बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंस।
लेकिन वो तो वेटरन है नहीं अभी, वो क्या कर रहे हैं वेटरन्स के मैच में?
मिसाल दे रहा हूँ मैं, लेकिन इतना एक्सपीरियंस हो और ऐसा प्लेयर आपके पास हो, तो अगर वो एक्सपीरियंस आप इस्तेमाल ना करें तो बेवकूफ़ी है।
आई थिंक पिछले साल की बात है या उससे पहले की, मुल्तान सुल्तान की एवरेज एज भी मिड 30s थी। इस बार लेग स्टंप लाइन थी और हल्का सा जिसको ग्लांस कर दिया, 4 हासिल हो गए। रॉन्ग लाइन ने थोड़ा नुकसान और दे दिया कार्लोस ब्रैथवेट के फिगर्स को।
देखिए पेस इस पिच में अच्छा है, बाउंस भी है, तो बैट्समैन के पास अपॉर्चुनिटी ज़रूर है। और लेग साइड पे बॉल था, ज़रा सा आराम से खेल दिया गया। अभी भी इस्लामाबाद फेवरेट ही हैं।
और इस स्टेज पे दोनों टीमों का फर्क भी सिर्फ 1 रन का है और 1 विकेट का। 8 ओवर मुकम्मल हो गए, 60 पे 3 इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड। इक्यानवे 72 गेंदों पर चाहिए इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड को। मुकाबला बिल्कुल आखिर तक जा सकता है, एक पार्टनरशिप दरकार है। अभी भी 8 ही ओवर हुए हैं। एग्जैक्टली सेम, ऑलमोस्ट 61 पे 2 थे मुल्तान, यहाँ 60 पे 3 इस्लामाबाद। किसी को रिजवान वाली इनिंग्स खेलनी होगी यहाँ।
आमतौर पे ये वो मौका है जहाँ पे मुल्तान सुल्तान्स अपने दोनों स्पिनर्स को लगा के जल्दी जल्दी ओवर्स करवाते हैं। इस दफ़ा सिर्फ शाहिद अफरीदी ही हैं, लेकिन अगर हम ये सोचें कि ये पिच शायद फास्ट बॉलर्स को मदद कर रही है, चेंज इस गेम में अभी लग ऐसे रहा है कि शाहिद अफरीदी लेके आ रहे हैं। रिवर्स स्वीप कनेक्शन बहुत ही उम्दा, लग ऐसा रहा है कि ये बाउंड्री क्रॉस कर गई।
जी हाँ बिल्कुल, और इसको इंडोर्स भी कर दिया रिचर्ड इलिंगवर्थ ने। एक रिवर्स जो इनका फेवरेट है, बड़ा प्रैक्टिस किया हुआ शॉट है हुसैन तलत का, पक्का मारते हैं इसको। और इससे आपको अंदाजा हुआ पहले से डिसाइडेड था, और इसको खेल दिया। और विकेट एरिया भी है, वहां कोई फील्डर भी मौजूद नहीं, तो अगर पूरी बॉल गेंद जाए भी ना बाउंड्री पे तो सेफ रहेंगे। 71 मीटर का ये शॉट इंप्रेस किया शाहिद आफरीदी को भी इस शॉट ने। पूरे डोमेस्टिक में भी इन्होंने काफी ऐसे शॉट्स लगाए हैं। बड़ा कंट्रोल हासिल है इस रिवर्स पर। 6 चौके 3 छक्के अभी तक इस्लामाबाद की इनिंग्स में। टू माइंड्स में लगे हैं हुसैन तरफ एक बार फेर के रिवर्स करूं या बैट का फेस ओपन करूं।
रिक्वायर्ड रन रेट कोई खातिर खा इतना ज़्यादा नहीं चाहिए, तो मुल्तान के लिए ये भी ज़रूरी होगा कि वो कंसिस्टेंटली विकेटें लेते रहें। अभी तक जो ट्रेंड रहा है वो ब्रेक करने के लिए टीम बैटिंग फर्स्ट अभी तक कोई मैच नहीं जीती, वो ब्रेक करने के लिए मुल्तान को विकेट्स की बहुत अशद ज़रूरत। और ये बॉल मिसफील्ड हुआ जिससे एक रन हुआ, वो फील्डर रिवर्स स्वीप के लिए गालिबन ले लिया शाहिद अफरीदी ने।
PSL छठे सीजन का ये तीसरा मैच। इससे पहले कल कराची को और आज दोपहर को लाहौर को कामयाबी हासिल हुई। अपने अपने लिए उन्होंने पॉइंट्स हासिल कर लिए टेबल में। डॉट बॉल के साथ आज एक और अच्छा ओवर मुकम्मल हुआ। 67, 3 खिलाड़ी आउट। सरसठ गेंदें 84 रन, यानी 7.64 का रिक्वायर्ड रन रेट, और यही लगभग इस वक्त करंट रन रेट भी है 7.44। हेड एंड शोल्डर्स, कंधे से बोझ हटा दो, ये वो मूव है ये डिफरेंट लोगों ने परफॉर्म करके भेजा और आप देख सकते हैं इसको यहाँ ग्राउंड पे जाएं स्क्रीन पे। ये लग रहा है मुकाबला कि काफी डेप्थ तक जाएगा अगर ये दोनों बैट्समैन टिक पाए थोड़ी देर और, तो इसको फिर हम शायद कह सकते हैं कि पहला कांटे का मुकाबला हो सकता है। अपील कर रहे हैं रिजवान के, शायद हल्का सा एज लगाए और बड़े प्लीड करते हुए, और अब अपने कप्तान से रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं कि लिया जाए रिव्यू, लेकिन रिजवान इंटरेस्टेड नजर नहीं आते बाजिद। उनका ख्याल है कि पैड को फ्लिक किया है। क्या लगता है आपको?
रिजवान का फौरन रिएक्शन यही था कि पैड से लग के बॉल आया है। ज़ाहिर है जो बॉलर होते हैं, फास्ट बॉलर स्पेशली, उनको तो 90% ऐसे ही लगता है कि ये आउट ही है, फौरन कह रहे हैं कि आउट है, लेकिन एहसन रजा का भी दुरुस्त फैसला और रिजवान का भी।
रिजवान ने कोशिश तो की थी, अपील जरूर थी। स्लोअर बॉल कामयाब है। वो बैट्समैन जो कि पेस को पसंद करते हैं उनके लिए बड़ी मुश्किल होती है यहाँ पे, जब बॉल पे पेस ना हो, जोर ज्यादा लगाना पड़ता है।
उस्मान कादिर को बहुत मेंटोर किया है इमरान ताहिर ने, और इमरान ताहिर इनके वालिद अब्दुल कादिर के साथ काफ़ी टाइम गुजारा, और अब वो उस्मान कादिर के साथ लेग स्पिन की बातें ज़रूर हो रही होंगी। अभी शायद लेग स्पिन की बात नहीं हो रही, लेकिन काफ़ी मेंटोर किया है। देखिए पेस, जैसे ही पेस दी गई उसका फ़ायदा उठाया आसिफ अली ने।
जी हाँ, पेस, गेंद की लेंथ और डायरेक्शन सारा कुछ ही बैट्समैन के फेवर में गया और बड़ी आसानी से इस बॉल को खेल दिया आसिफ ने। मार्जिन बड़ा कम है बॉलर्स के लिए यहाँ पर कि अच्छा बैटिंग विकेट है और यहाँ जरा सी आप गलती करें तो यही होगा जो एक्सप्रेशन आप बॉलर के देख रहे हैं। तो अंदाजा है कि ये लाइन बिल्कुल गलत थी और एक गलत बॉल आपके एनालिसिस आपके ओवर को ख़राब कर देती है। जो प्लानिंग आपकी होती है 72 पे 3 हो गया है अब इस्लामाबाद। एक बार फिर स्लो बॉल, दूसरे की कोशिश, लेकिन अच्छी फील्डिंग रायली रुस्सो की। वेरिएशन आना बड़ा ज़रूरी है इस फॉर्मेट के लिए। अगर आप बॉलर हैं और आपके पास ज़्यादा पेस नहीं है तो फिर आपको डिफरेंट स्टाइल्स और वेरिएशंस पे डिपेंड करना पड़ता है, और कामयाब भी है।
ये भी आप देख सकते हैं काफ़ी डिफरेंट स्टाइल्स है। अफरीदी का अपना ही स्टाइल है।
और अपील रिजवान की, क्या इन्होंने बल्ला लगा दिया है फिर बहुत ज्यादा प्लीड करते हुए। इस बार तो रिजवान कन्विंस्ड लगे हैं, तो ये ऊपर रेफर कर दिया इमीडिएटली कप्तान ने। इनका पूरा ख्याल है रिजवान का कि हुसैन तलत का बैट लगा है। अब गालिबन वो आवाज बल्ले की जमीन पे लगने की है या जरूर एज लगा, रिव्यू बता सकता है।
Yes, it's a fair delivery. Please move on to spin VN. Looks like bat hit the ground. Please confirm with the ultra edge, please. Roll forward, roll forward. Yeah. Yes, it's clearly gap between the bat and ball. Bat hit the ground, go back to on-field umpire. Hassan, bat hit the ground. It's a clearly gap between the bat and ball, and you stay with your decision, not out. Wait for the call. You on screen. Take your signal.
तो इस दफा एहसन रजा ठीक और रिजवान गलत। 73 पे 3।
And Islamabad are 73 for 3 still. .150 for 8 posted. Asked to bat first, the Sultans. Rizwan in a lovely rich vein of form. Top scorer in there was 71. Wicket shared amongst the bowlers. And United in reply here, 73 for 3. Halfway stage of their innings, 10 done.
It's a veteran of the game, Afridi, who's going to continue. 73 for 3 now, Islamabad.
Gone, what a good catch. James Vince, he's a tall man, needed to be. And he's always in the game, isn't he? Boom, boom, Afridi, celebrating with a big smile.
Well, he's fizzing, Shahid Afridi, and to remove Asif Ali is a big bonus for Multan. He knows how destructive Asif Ali can be. He knows that Ali is one of those players who can take the game away, and Afridi's done it yet again. That's his second wicket, second big one as well. Hales, and now Asif Ali, 73 for 4.
4 down. We just passed over the halfway point in terms of overs, and here is Iftikhar Ahmed. Now he's been around a bit. Says he's 30 these days. 27 matches. Strike rate he's got to work on. He's come at this important position of number 6, given that Islamabad needs 78 from 59. And he's up against Afridi with his tail up.
Oh yes,
yeah, gives this a little bit more hang time, doesn't he?
And there's the wicket that Afridi took. Yeah, Asif Ali not quite getting it from the meat of the bat, and James wins, making easy meal. The happy skipper. Good wicket for Afridi. It was a very similar stage where Multan lost a couple of wickets.
He's like a bottle of pop, isn't he? Shahid Afridi, you've got to keep the lid screwed tightly on him because he's fizzing all the time, and if he gets going, that pops everywhere. It's like a spray of delight when he gets going.
Coming down the wicket, coming down the wicket.
And there's the Jubilee My Stars 11 Fantasy Cricket. Prizes galore. 1 crore is up for grabs. Just log on that website, mystars11.net. Lovely, lovely change here. It's so different to when he was bowling to Hales. Winners from match 2 here. Zorez Majid Khan. Well done, son. Others just missed out. Keep playing, keep revving it up here. In terms of the Fantasy League on offer in Season 6 of the HBL PSL.
Multan at the same stage were 88 for 3 when they lost Riley Rasool and Sohaib Maqsood. Islamabad made their way back in. But 1 delivery here to go. An excellent over here from Shahid Afridi, picking up the wicket in the first delivery. And he looked to finish it off with either just a single or maybe even a dot delivery. Always searching for the wicket, he is.
Oh, he's looking for a W. He would like to add another one in that W column. Oh, have to hurry, hurry. Oh, it's a direct hit. Multan think they've got his man, and so does Afridi. It's got to go upstairs. This is very close.
Give me the best angle,
if the card
please.
doesn't know.
Yeah. Yes, so roll back, roll back. I just want to confirm where the gloves are.
If they see you later, son. Gotta go.
Forward, 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 forward. Yeah, other side, please.
Just worried about the gloves.
Gloves are behind the stumps. And base dislodged. I made my decision. My decision is out. Note on the big screen, out.
Thank you, Alimdar. So he just jumped in the car and just kept on going. Run out, Iftikhar. Jerry, see you later. Has to go for just 1. And now the United side are 74 for 5. We're back, and we've got Lewis Gregory. He's approaching 30 himself these days. Lucky number 28. Let's see if he can add some substance to Islamabad United, who are still a fair way away. 77 from 54. Boom Afridi. Yeah, had the sprinting shoes on. What a beautiful pick-up and gather. Had to be a direct hit, and was.
An aerial clean fielding moment, and age is just a number for Shahid Afridi. Has a spring in his step every time he plays. And of course, very nice teeth.
Ah, you'll be a dentist. Thank you, Rouge. Indeed, yeah, happy with those chompers.
An excellent smile, to say the least.
Now we've got Tullet on strike, and Rizwan's not quite ready here. He's always tweaking, as keepers do, sorting things out. Little left arm orthodox. Enough on it. No, Gonski. Here's another one. Multan celebrating. Those in blue and green are now out of the dugout, out of their seats, and loving this.
Well, Islamabad have pressed the destruct button themselves here. Wide expanses on that leg side. And he finds Shan Masood, and Kushtil can't believe his luck. And that's 6 down now. Shahid Afridi started the damage, getting rid of Hales Talat. He's gone for 10. It's 74 for 6.
Yeah, mate. He's moved to Australia. Johan.
Yes, Johan Botha. He is based in Adelaide these days. And is a citizen of Australia now, Johan Botha.
Well, it's good catching practice, this. Nice catch by Shan Masood. And Rizwan and his team, they feel that they're on their way to a win here against Islamabad. The 2-time champions, Islamabad. Andy Flowers happy with life.
Fine. Wala! Shabash.
Rizwan ought to be very happy with the bowling changes. Thinking obviously always out of the box. Brings Khushtil Shah onto bowling. And he strikes on the very first ball. Good stop there. Half a stop from the young man. Shahid Afridi again into the action.
Look at the spring in the step. I mean, he's got wickets. He's instigated a run out all by himself. Look at that bullet arm. That is fantastic throw. Look at this. Oh, they'll play it back to him in the dressing room at the end of the night. Look at you, Shahid.
Great scenes. I love this team game. Really is an extraordinary sight. Everyone getting involved. Yeah, let's get an Oppo selfie. Fired up. We 74 from 49 here.
And look how it's changed. It was 57% just an over or so ago, and it's gone now 65% Multan. And Islamabad 6 down for 78, 12 overs gone.
beautiful city of Karachi, the city of lights. Best food here as well.
'78 for 6. Twists and turns all the way through this game this evening. And at one stage, you'd have thought the result was pretty much a foregone conclusion as this second innings of the game started, but the wickets have changed that all around. Now the pressure is on Islamabad, and the pressure is mounting ball by ball.
I think they've shot themselves in the foot to a certain degree also. A run out, needless couple of hoiks, put themselves under needless pressure. Well, that man can still work magic. Alex Hales was a big scalp. But it's still not over yet. We know Fahim can hit the ball extremely well. Gregory is a good all-round cricketer. That's gone fine for 4. Be aware of Fahim Ashraf. He can be deadly dangerous.
Yes, but Afridi here, for once, slightly in error, just down the leg side. It's clever, though, just using that little bit of pace of the ball. The outfield is so very, very quick that this is what you call a very, very smart smart hit.
What a bowling spell from Shahid Afridi at 40, 2 for 21 in 3.3, but he loves this format also.
The run rate just about 9 at the moment, creeping up slowly, but we know that Fahim and Gregory have the ability, and 9 is not too tough an ask at the moment, so they don't need to do anything out of the ordinary. Just milk the singles, hit the boundaries away, and take the game in towards the end.
Simples.
He'll keep on using the crease, Shahid Afridi. He's not a big turner of the ball, but every now and then you see him change the angle by going wide, by coming close to the stumps. Such a smart bowler.
It's called experience, isn't it? You pick it up over the years. But he's obviously lost none of that competitive spirit, and we've seen it in the field here. I mean, his batting didn't exactly impress earlier in the day, but in the field, just wondering how it'll be tomorrow morning.
Slower in pace, got the ball to grip and spin. Right, 86 for the loss of 6. 13 overs done. We'll have a little pause here because it's a Tapal T strategic timeout. Right, strategic timeout is almost over. 87 for the loss of 6. Islamabad United, they've got work to do. 64, they need of 42 balls. And they've bowled well, they've fielded magnificently. Here's a glimpse of what they've done through sheer determination and passion. Desperation is what you want. And they've given their full. Shahid Afridi at 40 with a direct hit, massive strike to get rid of Iftikhar. Umar is coming on to bowl. What do you make of it, guys? Who is winning this? Required rate now 9.22.
Well, I reckon the advantage is just with Multan. I know that in this form of the game, 9s towards the end of the game is often achievable. I just think the edge is with Rizwan and his men.
Been very chirpy, very energetic behind the stumps, Rizwan. Knows a lot of languages, by the way. Speaks in Pashto, in Urdu, in Punjabi. That's sliced into the gap. Good batting by Fahim Ashraf. He's got a rock-solid temperament. We saw that during the South African series. Batted so well with the tail and played effectively. He could run away with the show, actually, if he stays there till the end.
Well, he did well to get it exactly there. Just a little bit of a flick of the wrists to open the face of the bat. No one down at third man, so once he'd found that gap and timed it, that was an easy 4.
That's gone all the way, hits the board on the full. Fabulous 6.
You know that feeling as to who is winning the game? Things can change almost in an instant. A couple of boundaries like that, and the balance does start to shift again. But 2 good shots, one clever one beautifully timed pull shot here, and he's hit it very well.
Become quite an accomplished batsman. Can play the pull shot, very good with the drive. Good game awareness generally.
12 coming of the first 4, and that might just be the trouble that Rizwan might have, because he's got 2 inexperienced seam bowlers in Umar and Sohaibullah, and it's telling times with them wide outside the off stump when you had third man in, and then short one, giving away the single after that. So he'll want to finish this over off well.
Hundred comes up for Islamabad United. Question of the day, match 2 winner is Umesh bin Sajjad, who is the leading wicket taker in HBL PSL. Wahab Riaz with most strikes. Fuller length put away very nicely through the offside. He's moved to 20 of just 9 balls for him. 101 for 6. Yeah, they've got good pairing in that lineup, and this Gregory-Fahim pairing is a vital one. Good teams work in batting pairs. Opening was pretty strong from Islamabad United. And that's why United are still very much in the hunt.
Poised. That's what it is at the moment, poised.
Answer the question and win a plot of land. Who has the fastest 100 in HBL PSL? Answer on Parkview City's Facebook page to win daily tablets and one plot at the end of the league. And David Gar is looking for a plot of land here in Pakistan. And he'll work mighty hard this evening to get the answer right. That's good running, excellent running. And that is the other thing that you get with Fahim. Positive energy and good running between the wickets.
I mean, there are ways of keeping pressure on in the game. Fielding side can apply pressure, closing in on batsmen. Batsmen can apply pressure, putting it back on the fielders. And suddenly you'll see smiles turning to frowns. You'll see the tension start to be etched on faces. You'll see the energy from the captain. Every decision he makes now on from the rest of the game is important.
Multan very much still the favourites to win this. That's nicely played. Misfield hits the fence. Last thing they needed was this. Rizwan, if looks could kill.
Sohaibullah there making the error in judgment, putting in the slide and not getting his hands down in time. The captain will not be thrilled, and this is the last thing Multan need. I think he overran that, and the worst happened. The ball trickled into the fence.
Yeah, I mean, he tried to get everything behind it, but he just misjudged the spin that was inevitable. And this is the horrible moment, isn't it? Where you can just see you cannot get back to that ball.
Fielders will be tested. Crunch moment of the game. Slow bouncer, wider angle from Sohail Tanveer is an expert at this. Temperamentally extremely strong. That is why he's given the last few overs almost every time wherever he goes and plays franchise cricket. Required has come down from 9 to 8 runs per over. Danedar moment, tense moment. That's good bowling. The other thing that he's got to do well here, and he usually does it, uses the field extremely well. Knows the angles, knows the length.
Also, we spoke about this, Multan. If you look at the number of bowling overs left, Sohail has one after this and is back into the inexperienced lot. Afridi is done with his 4. So that's something that Fahim and Lewis Gregley might also be eyeing. Stay there, keep milking the runs, and it could end up becoming an easy chase in the end.
Full toss put away through the leg side for a run. After 15, 109 for 6.
Arooj, it's a very good point you make, because when the pressure is on at the end of a chase like this, experience is valuable, hugely valuable, because someone who's done it all before knows that he has a plan in his mind that has worked before. Someone playing his first season, for instance, of PSL is suddenly thinking, hang on a second, on my back, we either win or lose this game. And you've got nothing to draw on apart from maybe a bit of optimism, and you've got no experience to draw on. So yes, you're right. From a batsman's point of view here, they're the ones with that little bit more experience at the moment.
Carlos Brathwaite has got the ball. And he's got plenty of experience to see off crunch moments in a T20 contest. Shahid Afridi is marshalling the field as well. think the confusion was to have long on come in or get the long on fielder in at mid-off. He's going to go length, slow deliveries. It's a very good start. He'll keep it on that middle and leg stump line, not allow any width, make sure that the ball doesn't go over the mid-off fielder. So he'll be probably guarding that angle, Carlos Braithwaite.
Must be a good count.
Fahim Ashraf must not rush it. He's in excellent position to win this. 21 of just 10 deliveries. Good all-round player. Wider of the crease, wider angle. It's been given a wide. The idea was right. He doesn't use his feet a lot. Fahim Ashraf is a natural timer of the ball. Extension of the arms, trying to reach out to that length. Not to be.
Yeah, they've got the boundary rider in for that shot. The wide Yorker, just missing it by a little bit, but they've got the cover fielder out. They've got backward point on the rope. The plan needs to come off.
And Afridi drops it. Well, there was that moment where it could have all ended extremely well and efficiently for Multan Sultans. He's an excellent fielder. Very good pair of hands. Afridi went back and just not able to grab it.
Do you know, just a fraction of a second late getting the hands up at this last moment. Up they come there, and he just hasn't quite timed that right. And that's what makes the difference.
I mean, the idea is perfectly right from Carlos Braithwaite. Rolling his fingers over the ball, no pace allowed. He's tall, so get it to bounce. Tennis ball like bounce will help him. So you'll have to create your own angle, your own pace. 27 balls to get 39. Short ball into the gap, that's 4. Great piece of timing and placement. Boundary was needed, well, they've got it.
Well, he's trying to use his height, Carlos Braithwaite, here to get the ball up to an awkward height. And despite the parachutist dive, safe landing though, even without a shoot, didn't quite make it.
Only be a single.
You have a look at the win predictor now. The gap closing, just 34 now required. Yeah, nice swivel there at the wicket. Did well to get bat on that. Pushdil with a valiant effort, but to no avail. And this comes back to the point that bowling Carlos Braithwaite now just becomes more obvious that the youngsters will bowl at the end.
This time Afridi takes the catch. It's a mighty good blow. Afridi takes a simple catch. Carlos Braithwaite. Celebrations, different kind of celebrations. And it's a big one. Fahim Ashraf, who was batting so well, was rushed into playing at a wider delivery. Got the toe end of the bat and was gone.
Yeah, at least Shahid Afridi didn't have to move this time. You can sense, well, relief, frustration, ultimately pleasure in a crucial wicket, because that was a danger man. Fahim Ashraf, 22 from 12, 7 down now for 117.
Left arm over, change of bowling.
34 from 24 then. That is exactly what Islamabad United need to win this game. Safar Gofar. Safar Goa. 17 for 7. Sohaibullah with his third over. On for 16 so far. Alan Wilkins, Danny Morrison in for these final 4 overs. Alan, where you think the game is at the moment?
Well, it's right on a knife edge, Corky. Right on a knife edge. This over. I must admit, Corky, I've not seen much of Lewis Gregory, but this is the end of Fahim. Caught at the second attempt, because he dropped one in exactly the same place right there by Shahid Afridi. And he's a little annoyed with himself for dropping the first one.
Look at those dancing boots there. Danny Morrison.
Well, these West Indians always got a bit of groove. Carlos, I'm going with the fielding side.
So am I. Absolutely.
Alan, you've got to go with the batting side.
I'm with it. I'm with it. Well, let's just watch it unfold. Lewis Gregory, where's his strength, Dom? Where does he like to club it?
Well, he's strong all round. Whenever I've watched him play, he's a tall man, likes to hit through the ball. So he's a good player. But what they've got to do is just get through the next 4 or 5 deliveries. If they get the odd boundary here and there, great. What's going to kill them now is a wicket. He's got to take them through here, Lewis Gregory. That's his shot. Down the ground, he'll get a boundary.
Sohaib, the left armer's got to be very careful here, because at this stage, with a side looking to finish off a match, any width is going to be punished. And that is way too wide. It's pitching off stump. It's going across the right-hander. It's too wide. It's a bright, colourful drive right there. And it was an invitation.
Inside edge. Will be stopped by Brathwaite at short, fine leg. Always that moment, Alan.
A cup of Tapal tea right now would be just right, wouldn't it? I think it keeps you calm. Keeps you calm. And that's what both these sides need. Who's the pressure on? Pressure is on the bowlers. Pressure is on the fielders. You know what it's like. Ball starts to find you in the field. Gohar, he's got to give Gregory the lion's share of the bowling if he can. But he looks pretty handy with the bat himself.
He's quick, Lewis Gregory. Pushdil direct hit. I think Lewis Gregory would have been okay. Got to take a few risks. Try and rotate the strike, try and take the pressure out of the game. 26 from 19, chasing Danny Morrison. Would have been out. 26 from 19, you'd fancy the chasing side, but there we go. A win prediction.
Wow, look at that. It's come back. It was at 65 for Multan, wasn't it? Now is Shobarullah, is he confident enough to bowl a change up here? Big delivery. Last one of the 17th.
Now you take that. You'd be happy with that as a bowler. Just concede a single. So 3 overs to go, 126 to 7. I'm going to ask both of you gentlemen now, you're captain of Multan. Where are you going now? That's where we are in the game, 25 from 18. Do you leave your best bowler to the last over, Sahel Tanvi, or do you bowl him now?
Often that 19th, isn't it? Before you even think about the 20th, we've got 18 and 19. I just wonder here where you do. You're going to go with someone like a Brathwaite, and then you've got Sahel with one up his sleeve. Delicate balance, but yeah, get your good guys in here. I think you get your experience in now.
Yeah, just worked away. They'll try and get 2, they won't. So that's good.
It's been a great spell from Carlos Brathwaite. He's only conceded 18 in his first 3 overs. So this over is so crucial. And Islamabad do not want to leave this chase until the last over. They want to get these runs, this 18th over now, the next 10 deliveries right here.
But it's also building pressure, as you two know as former bowlers, it's building pressure at the beginning of the over to not concede the boundary. You don't concede the boundary in the first 3 balls, then the pressure's on the batsman. Does he have to go for that boundary? Dot balls are gold. Half an appeal. It's a dot ball.
Well, Goha, he's got a bit on his plate, but yeah, the other thing I've seen Brathwaite over the years is he just sometimes is a little bit gun barrel straight, and if he gets that length wrong, trying to go full, I've seen him disappear. Over long off, very straight, batters have hit him downtown, down the ground.
He looks a very well organised player, Zafar Gohar. He's got a first-class century, and he looks very well organised. He's not shy of the bowling here.
No boundary yet, first 3 balls. Can Carlos Brathwaite see this over out? Danny Morrison is right. He can bowl the odd delivery here, short, that can be put away. Where's his length? Does he go full? Good again, dot ball. Pressure now is on Islamabad and Lewis Gregory.
Also thinking back here, Dom, as well to that Zahar Gohar, is that he turned in a heck of a display with the bat in the semi-final of the Under-19 World Cup in 2014 against England. Yeah, he cracked 37, and that was a World Cup semi-final which included the likes of Dom Sibley. A very good England side.
Again into the leg side, only be 1. This has been an excellent over so far. They pick up 2. Poor fielding. What was he doing in the deep? Not happy, Captain Rizwan, and quite right.
Now there's that pressure we talked about. Young Umar, Muhammad Umar. It's the emerging player in the Sultan side, so a little tick in the black book there.
You don't want to be in that black book. Smile away, Andy. Poker face. Well, he chips it into the leg side. He'll only pick up 1. Been a good over, just 5 runs from it. 18 gone, 131 for 7. Sahil Tanvir, he's going to bowl the 19th, his last. Short, edge, no run, good start. He bowls it so well, Alan and Danny, into the surface, take pace off. Yes, he's excited. Andy Flower.
Well, he's the man you want to bowl this 19th, and you've got to go with your experienced man here. Rizwan has turned to Sahil Tanvir. He's got a whole Pandora's box of tricks in his repertoire, Tanvir. He's got a third man down on the fence, but his fine leg is up, so he can't get near that leg side.
Oh, he gets enough. He gets enough. Poor delivery, pace on, Lewis Gregory. HBL 6, is that the match?
Well, that pendulum swings back for those in red. And the men in red are pretty happy now. Yeah, try to get it up around the grill. He was sitting back waiting. Wonderful strike this from Gregory.
Goodness me, he's hit that way in front of square, and it's going up as it crossed the boundary cushions. So 14 required from just 10 deliveries.
It's a gamble to bowl a quick bumper with a short boundary. It hasn't worked. Little chat now between captain and senior bowler. What are you thinking? Should we be going wide of Lewis Gregory and protect the bigger boundary? Set your plans as a bowler, clear your mind. The 6 is gone, you can't do anything about that now, it's gone. History. Set your plans, set the field right, execution. 14 off 10. You'd say another boundary in this over for Islamabad. Probably will go on and win the game, but good shot. Slashed away, back to back, 6 and a 4. Good work from Lewis Gregory. Islamabad on the march.
Sahil Tanvir just despairing here because he reckons that the fielder at backward point should have stopped it. But he had absolutely no chance. It was wide of off stump. There's too much width here from Sahil Tanvir. Maybe he should have gone for something. Shan Masood it is the fielder, and Tanvir is not happy at all with that effort.
Well, it's a poor delivery. He can look at whatever fielder he wants. It's a poor delivery, just accept it. Now what can you do to get your side back into this game? 6 and a 4, Islamabad favourites to win. Gets it past short fine leg, this will race away as well. What an over. 44 from 29 for Lewis Gregory, and just a 6 to win it.
Racing away with it here are Islamabad, courtesy of Gregory. Suddenly he's got 44. This over with a dot ball in 6-4-4, there's only half a dozen required.
Yeah, Sahil Tanvir, with all his experience, has got to look at himself here. You can't blame anyone for that. That's pitching. It's a long half volley, outside leg stump. You may be smiling now, Islamabad, but it wasn't smiles about 10 minutes ago. Lewis Gregory has played a fantastic innings here. It's right up there to be driven straight. Are those the winning runs? No, they're not.
Excited, Alan.
Just getting a bit excited here.
Well, you picked them from a long way out, didn't you, Islamabad? You thought they were favourites from a long way out. That's why you're getting excited. Calm down, Alan. There's 2 to get. What an over. 48 from 30. Strike rate of 160. 6 fours, 1 6. Partnership here of 32 from 17. And Islamabad will take the points.
He's called for 2. He's called for 2. He's only going to get 1. 19 from the over. Scores are tied. It's 150 for 7.
Sahel Buller will bowl the last over. 49 for Lewis Gregory, 1 to win for Islamabad, and they'll win it on a wide. It was Richard Illingworth at square leg who gave the decision, and in the end a comfortable win with 6 balls and over to spare. They win by 3 wickets. Disappointment for Multan, but a good run chase. They lost wickets. Multan were putting Islamabad under pressure, but a cameo, Alan Wilkins, from Lewis Gregory.
It was a great innings, wasn't it? What a pity he couldn't finish it with a single to get his half century, but that's just a minor aberration for him. Sohail Tanvir went for 19 in his last over, and Tanvir 4 overs, none for 38, but that was the over that caused all the damage. Lewis Gregory climbed into him. He's not at all happy. And the last ball, that was adjudged a wide by Richard Illingworth, the square leg umpire. He signals to Ehsan Raza. He said that's a wide, and that was enough for Islamabad to win this contest. And Shahid's not happy at all. His interpretation of a wide is different from the umpires. It was a good contest, this. Went to the last over. Shahid Afridi did his bit, but Shadab is the winning captain.
Yeah, happy captain as well. Islamabad off and running in this year's HBL PSL 6.